Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. It's your girl Maria Park. I got my boy with me, the legendary Jet Groove, and we are here to talk about what Groovy Groove?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker, episodes 1 through 4. Lordy,
Wow.
lordy. It is the on crack show we thought we needed in our lives and then realized we actually did need in our lives. I will say, before Groove does his legendary breakdown for me on what's going on in this show, the opening sequence of this series is absolutely amazing. It is amazing and on crack. And I love it. If you have not checked out this show, which why are you in here if you did not? It is actually something that I wish the MCU did a little bit more with some of their shows, because it was extremely creative and James Gunn is insane. So, it is a thing. All right, Groove, let's break down. What is the plot of Peacemaker?
Okay. Well, Peacemaker. So Amanda Waller's crazy ass decided to put some villains together to make them fight other people and evil and shit, right? And that was like, it's what you do when you're bored. You want to save America. You don't feel like paying the money for it. Use prisoners, prison labor. We've been doing it forever. It's our thing, So they have several suicide squads, but they call them suicide squads because they die. Oh, well, and we win anyway, right? So, yeah, it is whatever. So they got several of these people out here fighting for the government. They don't like the government. They have to love the government because they keep stealing from it. So, I mean, of course they want it, whatever. And this recent one, the Suicide Squad, has this whole group of people, a Weasel's in there too. Harley Quinn is in there too. Like, why wouldn't she be, I guess? But then there's also this guy called Peacemaker. He has like a toilet bowl on his head. It's like a helmet. And he's supposed to be amazing, but he's just a guy, kind of like, Deadshot or Deathstroke or I don't know, whatever. I mean, Deathstroke, whatever. I mean, it is whatever. Because whatever. I mean, like, whatever. So anyway, he gets killed after killing Rick Flag. Killed. Let me air quote that. He gets shot by Bloodsport. Why did I air quote Bloodsport? Anyway, he got shot by Bloodsport.
I love how you're like shot.
Yeah, shot. Because he was really shot. Because he was really shot. They should have. Anyway, so he gets shot in the neck. He falls out. He wakes up. He's back in a hospital in his hometown in Greenville. Why Greenville? I don't know, but whatever. Green Lantern fans unite. Anyway, so he's at his hometown in Greenville. Wakes up. Nobody's looking for him. Nobody's watching his body. He's just like, sneak the fuck out. He walks out, talks to the janitor, has an argument for no reason, internet argument with the janitor in real time, because like you do that. He goes back to his shithole apartment. He's very Joe Dirt. So for the rest of his conversation, he is now Joe Dirt and not Peacemaker. So good old Joe Dirt, Joe Dirte. Joe Dirte is all sad and upset because he has nothing else to do. So he's sitting at home, and then the Matrix characters start coming in to the front door, and they're like, "We're here to talk to you, Neo." It's like, "I'm not Neo, I'm Peacemaker." And then Ade, I'm gonna call her Ade, Ade Bio, but Ade, she's like, that ain't Peacemaker, that's Joe Dirt. I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. Look, listen up here, Joe Dirt. You need to kill people for us. He's like, why? He said, because you already did. He said, what if I said no? He said, well, if we blow up your neck. What if I said yes? And then that's the beginning of the story, is how it starts off. And he has a whole motto. He wants peace, but it ain't necessary. So he will kill if he needs to. Oh, by the way, he has an eagle named Eagly that hugs him.
That was a very cute scene.
When figure that out. Figure that out. Very cute. Figure that out. So Joe Dirte's dad is an angry racist, and he drives like a really old muscle car that's kind of a piece of shit. But anyway, he's no angry racist with a complete closet full of weapons that he shouldn't have. Because I never known racists be that intelligent, but here we are. So
segue.
He gets all his equipment from him. He got a new helmet and everything else. He goes out to try to flirt with the girl from the last movie, the blonde hair one, because they always had the blondes, right? I mean, why not? They're blondes. So he does that. He gets turned down. Also watch her fight somebody because she turns down him and some other people. Him not as bad as the others, but whatever. So he messes around and he meets some girl at the bar and she's driving a funky car. And they didn't really fall in love either, but they made, I wouldn't call it lovemaking. They were straight up fucking. That was just fucking.
It was graphic, but that whole show is graphic. So.
It's HBO. So they were straight up. They were straight up knocking boots, bumping uglies, and he comes back, he's listening to music and stuff and whatever, and she goes like beast mode on him and starts fighting him like an angry Power Ranger. So he barely wins that fight because of the helmet that helped him save life in the end and killed it. He's like, the fuck is going on? So fast forward, next day, this is called next day because the time frame doesn't matter because who cares? The next day, he's talking with the Scooby gang, and they're like, "What were you doing? Why this happened to you?" I don't know. Before this though, he got in trouble. The cops came looking for him. He had to sneak around. He was flirting with this guy's wife inadvertently because he was just being himself, and she just horny and lonely.
She was horny and lonely.
Right. He was horny and lonely. It's HBO. It's HBO. It's how it works. It's a hood movie. Not really, but it is. But whatever. So he gets
your recap tonight is amazing, Groove. I'm just gonna let you know it's amazing.
He jumped off the roof. They save him after he stole a lot of the girl's 80s equipment or 80s paraphernalia. Why, if she has it, I have no idea. Oh man, living that ugly ass high rise. And they leave out. Then he gets his first mission. He has to like shoot some senator because he's a butterfly. What are butterflies? So, which is a metaphor, not because we still don't know. So they go out there to shoot him. Joe Dirte goes Joe Dirte and freezes because he's like, I don't know who my parents are. It's really, you can call it that. That kind of makes sense.
My parents.
Like, my bed. So he doesn't because the ugly, even though there was one of the kids was ugly as hell, evidently. There were still kids. He couldn't do it.
That's a prerequisite in his life. He called him, what did he say? I think he said he was humble looking or something like that. It was something homely. He said he was homely.
It's homely.
Yeah.
He was homely. That doesn't matter. So Vigilante comes up out of nowhere. I forgot Vigilante. Vigilante is if you mix the ambition of Deku with the foolishness of Kick-Ass, that's Vigilante.
He reminds me of Kick-Ass a lot.
Yeah, he does. So Vigilante comes up there, actually more like Kick-Ass and Rorschach. And I'll tell you why in a second. So right now he's Kick-Ass. So Kick-Ass comes up and he goes, "Watch out, give me the gun." And he's whistling a happy tune, whistling while he works, and he's just shooting everybody. He misses one. Then Little Man, Judo Master. He's so little. Judo Master over there starts kicking people's asses, and they're like, "Oh snap! What the hell?" He's making fun of everybody. So, anyway, so, while everybody's fighting and stuff, and Addis tries to shoot somebody, she fails shooting somebody. There's a Berenstain Bears joke in there too. We'll get to that later. It's some Mandela effect thing, but this whole show's like a Mandela effect. Honestly, it's like, what the hell's going on?
There's a Mandela effect.
They go into the house. Him and Vigilante go try to find the last one. They find him, but he gets the drop on them because they walk right into his abode, which is really stupid. And they're not paying attention. So anyway, Vigilante gets tortured, Kick-Ass style. So Kick-Ass gets tortured like Kick-Ass does. He gets his pinky toe torn a little bit.
He gets like a piece of it cut off.
Basically. Yeah, cut off. It's like, "Oh, weird walk again." It's like, you probably don't. So I mean, like, So anyway, he's getting tortured. Peacemaker's kind of like, "I don't care," but then he finally gets a chance to shoot dude, so he does. The butterfly gets released, and we don't know from that episode, but later on, we find out he caught it, didn't kill it. Anyway, Joe Dirt is deciding that he doesn't really trust nobody, but his friend Kick-Ass, who is all kick-assy and stuff, but they unmasked him, so now he knows Kick-Ass is actually Rorschach. So Rorschach and Joe Dirt are driving down the road, going back to whatever. They got to get the weapons, and then Kick-Ass, not Kick-Ass, sorry. They're not the same person. Rorschach tells Joe Dirt his dad's a racist and he hates him, and "You're ugly for letting me get tortured." And then Joe Dirt was like, "Oh, what the hell's going on, bro? I got 2 arms right here. What's wrong, bro?" So, so then they reach his racist dad's house. They go in there, steal a whole bunch of stuff, have an argument about ducks being in people costumes, probably a James Gunn reference to, Howard the Duck, because he seemed to really like that character. I don't know. So they walk out. The neighbor, the little dude, is arguing again about why Batman is better. And then Joe Dirt says Batman's not like Joe Dirt because Joe Dirt is better than Batman, and I'm Joe Dirt. So
segue, I have been saying that exact same line for 20-something years. Like, just saying. Like, we will backtrack, and he's just doing a summary. We will talk about all of these individual pieces when he is done, but he's killing me right now, so I'm just gonna let him go.
So Joe Dirt and Rorschach decided to go to the prison to go see Joe Dirt's daddy, but then Ade shows up and she's like, "Hey, Joe Dirt, Joe Dirt. We go with Joe Dirt. And Joe Dirt's like, see my daddy. He's like, that ain't your daddy, boy. So I don't know why I made her sound like that, but that's why I made her sound. So get over it. So he's gonna go in there. He does anyway. He goes in there and talks to his daddy and says way too much about what they're doing. And his dad's like, I never liked you, Joe Dirt. That's why we left you. That's why our last name. That's why he named Joe Dirt instead of Nutter Maker. So then the dad leaves off, and Joe Dirt is outside like, man, damn. He didn't even want me, y'all. Never wants to go another 30-something years. Anyway, so Ade puts into Rorschach's mind that he should go into the building and kill Joe Dirt's daddy. Very Amanda Waller, the crazy heifer that she is. And he gets himself arrested to go in there and do Rorschach shit. So he goes in there, does some cool shit to make the racists mad, and then beats their asses Batman style. But then, the fight gets stopped, and then he gets released because the Scooby Gang was like, no. And then Joe Dirt goes home, gets high with the butterfly. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Gets high with the butterfly, falls out on the floor, remembers his brother dying. And it's sad. It's a sad hood movie. And then later on, we see I guess who would that be in the Scooby Gang? I guess he'd be Freddy. We see Freddy sitting there watching. What was he watching? Was it Die Hard? No. He was watching Lethal Weapon. Watching Lethal. That's what it looked like. I think it was Lethal Weapon. Yeah. And eating the butterfly syrup stuff.
All right. So that's your summary. Thank you. that was
long live Joe Dirt.
Long live Joe Dirt. So yeah. So at this point, this series takes place, I believe it's 4 months after the Suicide Squad movie, if I'm correct. So, and we knew it. We had an inkling that this was going to happen before James Gunn announced the spinoff because Peacemaker was shown at the end of the movie alive. Yeah. And people were speaking to him in his room. So we knew something was going to happen and we just didn't know what it was. Fast forward 4 months, he's getting out of the hospital. I love the janitor at the beginning of this series. Because he's trying to talk to him. He's like, can I tell you a secret? Are you trustworthy? He's like, no. Absolutely not. He's like, dude, we smoked weed together. He's like, that mean anything. That mean not trust you. That's not a badge of trust. It really isn't. Yeah, so that one. And at this point, Peacemaker really wants to be called Chris. Not Peacemaker. He's like it's like he still wants to be a hero, but he's so in his own feelings because of what went down in the Suicide Squad movie and him killing someone, even though again he's always bragged about being able to kill anybody in the name of justice and peace. But it dawned on him, especially after he got shot in the throat, that maybe he was wrong. Maybe I didn't do the right thing.
It's weird how pain will leave a memory of what not to do. He got shot in the throat and started thinking about his actions like, no, maybe I am the asshole.
Yeah.
It's me.
Well, they introduce us to some new characters. So we have Leota, who is actually Amanda Waller's daughter, which I always find interesting because if you are a comic book lover, there's so many variations of Amanda Waller, but mostly every variation of them, she is batshit crazy. So she's strategic and evil or cold and unfeeling, but yet she has a daughter and she literally refers to her as baby girl. So we're like, okay, I see what you did there. Yep. But Leota is a plant. Now, what triggers me into thinking she's a lot more than she is, even at this point, she's kind of only shown to me once a little bit of her mother in her. And I'll tell you when that happens, because it happened in the last episode. She, for the most part, doesn't seem like she's like fish out of water on this Black Ops team because everybody else has had experience with killing or at least doing something shady. And she's like coming in just to make a paycheck because she's got a wife. Her name is Kia, I believe.
I think so.
And they have like 2 little dogs. And so that's her little main family. And so she wants to make enough money, get themselves out of debt, and then move on, which for me, number one, a red flag for me is why didn't mama just give you the money? Because it's not like Amanda Waller is hurting for cash.
Okay, we were talking about Amanda Waller. That is a difficult ass woman.
That is very true. I would love to know who Leota's father is. That's what I'm really curious.
That's a brave soul. I'm just saying, like Amanda Waller is true. She is. I can't think of any nice words to say what I want to say. It's like I'm trying to make it
And
sound.
every variation
I'm
of
trying
her, she's just not a good person.
No, she's
But
she's
you know,
awesome.
it is what
She's
it
just a bitch. She is. Seriously. In every iteration. I try to find a way to make it sound it's like nicer or softer, but I can't. That's what she is in everything.
is. She's a bitch.
She's extremely difficult, argumentative, controlling, manipulative. She is so dirty, but she does it in the name of justice. Actually, in a way, her and Joe Peacemaker have a lot in common with that about unnecessary routine. Just that Peacemaker's
To me, they're more yin and yang. Whereas he has a conscience and has done bad things, she doesn't seem to have a conscience at all.
Yeah,
and is capable of doing things that appear to be good, but they're always for her own benefit or for the benefit of what she's doing. Yeah, so it's yin and yang.
Yeah, I guess she's more like Lex Luthor. But
Lex
Luthor just throws money at stuff. Plus, he does have feelings for people. Amanda Waller has no feelings for anybody except for a dog. That's the only one I've ever seen her be like, that's my baby.
Yeah. I like as Serenity said, Amanda is patriotic, headstrong, determined, and dedicated. She is, but there are versions of her in the comics where she does things that are not because of her being a patriot. It's basically for her career and her ambition, because she's extremely ambitious. She got to where she is by doing some very shady and undermining things. So that's why I do love how she's portrayed in this, but at the same time, like I said, I will say something else that I want to just throw in. I thought it was really interesting because DCEU is not big with connectivity. So continuity, connectivity is not their strong suit. No. But I love the fact that we got to see what happened with the woman who whapped Amanda over the head in Suicide.
Oh yeah, she got arrested for real.
Get arrested and pulled out. I was like, okay, so who knows where she ended up? I guess in jail. I don't know. Maybe they killed her.
She went to Bell Rev. She doesn't go nowhere else. They threw her ass away. You know it.
They tossed her like trash. So
they might have got crazy and sent her to Arkham so she can go insane. You can't stay sane in Arkham, even if you're crazy. Like seriously, there's no way in the world.
Yeah, Arkham as a whole, I'm hoping we see more of Arkham, and we might. I mean, more than likely, Peacekeeper will end up in there, but it is the thing. But okay, so let's talk about some more characters. So we have Harcourt from the last movie. If you remember, her and John were the two that were aiding the woman who hit Amanda over the head to try and get the team to go save everybody in the movie. And so they got reassigned. So they feel like this is punishment because they got reassigned to this new team, and they're hunting these things called butterflies. And butterflies literally are butterflies that end up in, I'm assuming you swallow them. I don't know. They end up in your body and they usually control the person they're in. And they have these long extended tongues. And I'm going to tell you, whenever I see any type of horror movie or sci-fi movie where there's a body snatch type scenario, it's interesting how your own biology adapts to whatever's controlling you, because your tongue is not naturally that long.
Does that make any sense at all? It really doesn't. Our
DNA on a biological level, it doesn't make any sense, but it happens. So what the hell,
Our DNA is clearly easy as hell to rewrite, because it's no matter what infects us, whether it's a symbiote or what, it's they just easily take over. And it's oh well, I guess we're this now.
Yep. Huh. I mean, I just want to know how that happens. But it is what it is. But we have Harcourt back, we have John back, and their team leader is his name is Clemson. And I don't know what it is about him, but I love him. I love how he's I was a mercenary and I didn't have any feelings, and now I'm trying to be the best version of me. And this is how he talks. He's just right now, when you said something, I would have felt like absolutely nothing, but now I'm trying to be better. I mean, I love that. And even though, spoiler alert, we found out in the last episode that he's a butterfly, I mean, he doesn't act any differently than how I was being, in this role. So I don't know. And at what point did he become a butterfly? This is something else I would like to know. Was he always?
I feel like this is my personal opinion, because after we saw the Starro thing and the Suicide Squad, is my personal opinion. I have no proof of this because I'm not on a show. I don't know the script. But I feel like they already knew he was a butterfly, because he did act. He's very emotionless, and to an extent. And I feel like there may be a few, and I feel like they probably liked being humans too much. And I think now there's a swarm coming through in the first place. And I think since maybe he was one of the first butterflies on the planet, and they just let him be there as long as on the government watch. But now there are a lot of them that are not on government watch, and he has to do that thing, like a very Men in Black thing, and take out those would be of his own kind. But that's That's what I'm
See,
thinking.
I would be
Because
here for that if that's what
yeah,
actually is happening. I would have no problem with that. Like I honestly, because remember, we keep getting little clues. And like it even with your favorite little judo master, we'll talk about in a second.
that character just trips me out.
He's hilarious. He is
Oh my
effing
god,
hilarious. But no, he
they're
did say the butterflies are not what you think. What you think.
stink. Yeah.
So that gets me thinking. Amanda, of course, has an agenda. It's just like the agenda she had in Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the real agenda? Because we saw how messed up she was covering something up that America did that was really effed up over there. So if you really think about it from that perspective, these butterflies may not be the bad guys
Probably
at
not.
all. These hosts could be
Probably not.
willing hosts, and we don't know. I mean, we don't know.
I have
So
no idea.
yeah, I feel like they're actually not bad at all, and they're taking these poor butterflies out, and it's actually all America cleaning up their shiz. Is basically via Amanda and all that. So
like
yeah, I'm
Mercenary
really
said,
curious.
like Mercenary said, like probably like the scrolls. Seriously,
Yeah, it could be a scroll situation. I agree with that.
Like in Doctor Who was the Zygons. Like it's just like they're just here existing. You don't know.
I mean, there could be a whole. It could be a whole secret invasion. We had good aliens versus bad aliens, and then we had people shapeshifting other people. I mean, we have no idea. But I generally think if this is true and they are the good guys, then the fact that Vigilante took out the mother and the two kids, that is severely messed up. That is really messed up.
Not the worst I'm sure Vigilante's ever done. He has a very workshop mindset.
Well, I will tell you, Vigilante cracks me the hell up, but we'll get to that in a second. All right,
I will say this though. Another reason why I feel like the butterfly is not the enemy. Remember, Peacemaker, good old Chris Smith. Chris, when he met the girl in the bar, it was genuine. She only started attacking when she read his dossier and knew what he had to do. The dossier he failed to fucking read and then brought to the bar. Like, why would you bring that to her house? What is wrong with you?
I mean,
that's so dumb. Like, I know somebody steal it. I know somebody steal it in my car. Why would anybody break into your ugly ass car to steal a notebook, a folder? Why would someone do that? Are you kidding me? That's so dumb. You should have took it home and put it somewhere. Then went out.
But he was trying to get some. He thought maybe if he went home and she saw his crib that she wouldn't want anything anymore. That's why they went back to her place.
That's the thing, though. You see, like that woman who was a butterfly, she had a love for a lot of paraphernalia that's human paraphernalia. She had a little spaceship on her counter, but she didn't seem to want to hurt people. She seemed to have fun being with people. So I don't think the butterflies are as bad as everybody's saying.
Yeah, but and to be fair, like it's play devil's advocate. That's how it seems to us. Now that all could be if we're going to go down the route of they could be bad, that could also be there to try and trick other people and make them seem more human than they are. So it just, you get it both ways. But I will say that, like, I don't know what her agenda was, because basically the reason he ended up sleeping with this girl is that he got out of the hospital, and he's like, I'm horny. So of course he goes up to Harcourt, and this is right after she just disabled some guys who were hitting on her.
Yeah.
Like, that scene to me was effing hilarious. Like literally a guy comes up to her, she tells him to fuck off, basically. He goes off, and then he goes and gets his friend to go beat her up. And he's already like twice her size. And I'm like, what?
Like, what is y'all so mad? Y'all so mad because she didn't want your pee-pee. Okay.
Yeah, so she, of course, beat the hell out of them, send them on the way. But then, of course, what does Peacemaker do? He tries to make a deal for them to have sex. And she's like, really? I just want a damn beer, And so he goes off. And then, of course, you see the girl looking at him and smiling. But why was she doing that? Did she already know who he was, what his mission was going to be? Was it her job to scout him out and then read the dossier? Or was she just there to get laid? We don't know. We have no idea.
I mean, in most scenarios, if you're I know you don't really go to bars, Maria, not like that. But if you go to any dive bar,
when you're allergic to alcohol,
you
don't go to bars.
If you're like yours truly, you've been to many a bar in your life, you can find some very, very exciting, interesting women in bars that like men with muscles. It's real. That really does exist.
True. And I mean, I do believe that, but I mean, remember, this is a butterfly. So, and then, so then my other question is this. She came off to me like a freaking Marvel character, like X-23. She rolled out like Wolverine, basically. She was beating his ass. Like was not.
Whatever those butterflies possess them with, it's human possession. So, of course, she's way stronger than she should be and adept at killing and some other stuff. Who knows? But like I said, she seen me having a whole lot of fun being with him up until, because when they showed the flashback, she read, it was all good and all fun until she read the dossier. And you saw her attitude went real sour real quick. Like, you're not killing me. You
Yeah.
me, right? Because you probably figured that he knew she was a butterfly and did that on purpose. Same thing you're giving, like what we think she might have been thinking. I think she feels like he knew what she was, and he was going to try something and get rid of her.
I can see that. Like Serenity said, she so didn't target him if Harcourt didn't go into that bar, or if she hooked up with Chris, Amanda the Butterfly would never have gotten with him. I agree with that.
Exactly.
I think that is possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's like I said, it's interesting. She read that dossier. She went and then she went and cleaned her teeth. It was like, okay, let me get clean before I whoop your ass.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, like what?
Motherfucker.
She rolled out of that bathroom and had that knife and started, like, at first I'm like, okay, she's just gonna be like a really cool assassin. She'll have some cool, moves and blah blah blah. No, when she jumped out of that window and landed on her, she landed on board like a freaking cat. I was like,
I know,
oh, hell.
like, whoa, this is gonna get weird. Oh man,
real quick.
Missed a perfect opportunity to call Joe Dirt's dad racist T-1000.
Well, again, White Dragon. So yeah, Robert Patrick is playing Augie Smith, who in this version of the DC series is Peacemaker's dad. If you know about White Dragon in the comic books, and he's got, and even Groove pointed out, because this happens in comics a lot, they always revamp everybody's story. So I want to say pre-New 52, White Dragon, so Golden Age, Silver Age, whatever you want to call it. White Dragon was this little boy whose parents died, and his parents were conservative. He was raised, basically how you would like to be raised, respecting everybody of upper culture, creed, blah blah. And then he gets with grandpa, and he's like, I'm gonna make you into a neo-Nazi. And that's basically what he does. He becomes literally a super villain racist. That's literally what White Dragon is.
White Dragon, you miss an important part. His parents died during the race riots.
This is true. Yeah, they were advocates.
So he has so much hatred for everyone that's not white and pure. Like,
yep. And my God, but it's so interesting to me is that they took that into this series, and instead of making it about the dad's upbringing, which still could be applicable, it's almost like this was Chris's, upbringing. And we even saw there's a scene where he's like in this hotel room, and you see him being forced to kill this guy in the chair, and he's stabbing him and crying at the same time, and you see his dad back there smiling, and the guy in the chair was white, so I don't know what the hell that was about.
He might have been Irish Catholic.
Yeah,
Racists don't like Catholics either. Like, they don't. Catholics, Jewish, anybody that's not white Christian Protestant, they're not for it. So I mean, like,
White Dragon is like your white girlfriend.
White girlfriend's creepy.
Latino. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That man is so connected with the racists, because I mean, you would think him living in his house now, he wouldn't be doing all this. I mean, yeah, being hateful in your house, the privacy of your house, having the Confederate flag out in the yard,
and the upside
garbage,
and the upside down American flag.
Yeah, upside down American flag. And but he went into jail, and they were treating him like he was effing royalty. I'm like, wow. But we know he's a trained killer. He's I mean, we don't know half the stuff he's done in this universe. So honestly,
before this show, I didn't research a lot of these characters until after I started watching this, and I've forgotten all about White Dragon being a villain, because he's not a throwaway.
He's an obscure character. He's not somebody you instantly think
really
of as
isn't.
a villain.
So like when he went to prison, I was like, they're probably going to kick his ass to claim, dominance. No, they immediately kneeled and Zig Heiled to him. Like, what?
Yep.
The fuck? That's why it was funny when when Vigilante went in there and started whipping everybody's ass, and the black guy was like, "Oh, they started. I saw it." Like, yeah. Take over for him.
It was so messed up. That was so messed up. No, I just, like I said, his whole presence in jail. And the reason his dad went to jail is the situation with him sleeping with X-23. That's what I'm calling her. Disclosure, his dad has been making all of his tech. So he has like literally this secret room in his house that has all of these helmets with all this like advanced weaponry. We had like one helmet that it was X-ray vision, and like every helmet kind of did something.
That room was a whole TARDIS.
Yeah, and I think the one he did was like, it was some kind of launcher, or no, what was it? it disintegrated people within radius. So if you guys remember specifically what it was called, I just know he put the helmet on and he was able to like emit this
Oh
beam
yeah,
that pulled
it
them apart.
says that shockwave blast out.
It was
In,
like a shockwave cut, shockwave
yeah.
type situation. So, which by the way, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that is bad," because it's such a graphic show. You know, in other shows they kind of like
It
they kind of
really
tone it
is.
down. This one is so graphic.
No, because HBO. That's why.
Yeah, because HBO. So that
HBO
tells
was
me if we
like,
had some of the other Arrowverse shows on there, they'd be a lot more graphic. Than
oh
they
my God, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would love to see Arrow and Flash on HBO. Oh my God, what would they do? What would they do? Stargirl can stay on CW. I don't need to see. I mean, they're grown, really, but they're playing teenagers. I don't need to see them in relations and stuff on HBO because they'll do it, and I know they will. But like,
like you, forget teenagers.
Like you ever seen Shameless? Like, come on now. But like, as far as like the Flash or Arrow or Legend of Tomorrow, like that on HBO.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say.
But I mean, like I said, when you have a budget, because let's be clear, HBO, and I'm pretty sure does HBO Max, Warner Brothers, all of them were funding, or probably still are funding shows like Naomi, Superman, and Lois. Like that stuff's still getting the HBO money. So that's why they're not as suckage as the rest of the Arrowverse shows. Which side note, guys, yes. So when Tuesday, I was gonna do my first Arrowverse split, and then Wednesday, like the second half of it. But somebody who I love dearly, who's like a sister to me, was going through some stuff, and so I was not in a good place on Tuesday night. So that's why I have rescheduled everything. So Arrowverse is going to happen tomorrow afternoon. Look on the community tab. Yashahime is still happening in the morning, but I will be doing the full, Lord help me, Arrowverse review on all 4 episodes. That is in order. In effing order.
You're a brave soul.
Superman and Lois, Naomi, Legends of Tomorrow, and Batwoman. All 4 shows are
going to lose. You're going to lose
I'm going to lose my damn mind for you guys tomorrow.
No, you're going to lose about 50 subscribers. You're going to say something like
everyone's going to drop off my channel.
Oh,
and you know what? I don't blame you. All right, so let's get back to what we're talking about. So the reason I'm bringing up that situation, so he kills X-23 when he blows her up. So then basically we see that he could have escaped. So Peacemaker could have effing escaped, but he left his freaking uniform in her apartment. And he just got a new one from his dad. And on top of him going to get the uniform, he went and got her collection of 80s, records. Because, they're both into 80s and 70s, type music, which, it's fine. But he decided to go and save these records. I had to suspend my disbelief because as an 80s child, I had a record player. And I do know from scratching the hell out of my Jackson 5 record, they're very fragile. And this man was literally jumping from balcony to balcony with these records, throwing them down. And I'm like, what?
Jam was saying the same thing. When he threw it the first time.
Not possible. They should all have been gone.
When he first threw it, Jam was like, well, those are ruined.
Yep, there's no way that first balcony, when he jumped off that first balcony, all of those should have cracked.
Cracked, all of them easily.
Not one of them.
Records, I'm going to tell you how flimsy records are. Extremely. Like, seriously, okay, the only thing about records that makes them better than CDs in one regard, well, besides the fact they sound better, honestly, but if you pick them up and hold your thumbs for it, you shouldn't. They're not as hard to clean. They still play pretty well, even with fingerprints on them.
It's not like a CD. Yeah.
Yeah. Like CDs, they get fingerprints. They start skipping and shit, being stupid. But you can toss a CD across a room and you hit something, it'll still play because they're very dense and sturdy. A record, if it's even too hot, they will warp. That records are wax. Those things do not play. And you threw this. And then went to that couple's room and got the dude to.
Oh yes, the couple. That
was hilarious. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Oh my gosh!
I had a feeling he's gonna sleep with that dude's wife. And I'm gonna tell you.
What was his name? Evan. And what was her name?
What
was her name? Was it Amber or something like that? I don't know. I'm trying to remember her name.
I can find it. Hold on.
So while you're looking that up, he's basically going. He's trying to find a way out. He ends up going into their apartment originally because they opened the door. He gets Evan and he's about to take him hostage or do something to him to tie him up so he can just jump out the window. And of course, his girlfriend is there. Oh no, it's his wife. It's Evan's wife.
His wife, yeah.
And so, yeah, I think her name is
right,
Amber.
It is Amber. Amber, yeah.
So he basically the entire time she's like literally hitting on him because she's like, oh yeah, you like the same band as me. I love that band. Blah, 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 blah. And the husband's like, really? Well, we were thinking that nothing was going to happen with that. Oh no, she ended up not only sleeping with him, but having a damn threesome with Vigilante later on. I'm like, this is a mess. This show is a mess. And she's like laying in the bed, her boobs popped out. I'm like, what is happening?
Three things.
Smoking weed.
Three things say that. Three things. For one, she ain't shit. That was fucked up.
Like, well,
however, two, to a Peacemaker Vigilante, well done, I suppose. You didn't do much, but I guess you got yours, so whatever. Teamwork. You don't even like Vin as a friend, but y'all sharing the same woman, so I guess y'all friends. Y'all basically brothers, I guess. I don't know what to call it. I don't know. I have no idea.
Groove, don't make me punch you. I hate when the man gets the accolades for like doing the threesome, but the girl's like, no.
I'm not. I didn't say all that. I didn't go that far. Because if she was single, I wouldn't care as much. She's married. That's why I'm like, that's wrong. But then again, I don't know their marriage. It's a TV show, so whatever. But I will say this. This is the most important thing. I knew I had the strongest feeling she was going to sleep with at least Peacemaker, but the episode was over. And I say that because when they showed her and him, they made like she was coming out of there in her robe, like from the room, but she was very pretty. And they made sure to show the audience how pretty her face was. Even when she was complaining, they kept showing her good sides. Like, he's going to sleep with her. He's going to do that. Because this show is ridiculous and it doesn't play nice with anybody. And they keep showing her.
They don't play nice.
No, and like the show is entirely male gaze. Even the male gaze on Peacemaker. I've seen so much of John Cena's ass recently. It's like ridiculous. So like, like, I mean, it's not a bad ass, but at the same time, I see a lot of it. So like,
you can tell we're queer on this channel. He's like, it's not a bad ass at all in any means of the word.
Like, it is whatever, it is whatever. So like when they showed her in the face, I was like, he's gonna fuck. He's gonna fuck her. There's no way. If they don't have sex sometime within the series, maybe it may not be this episode, but next or something like down the line, he's gonna sleep with her. If they don't, I'd be the biggest psych out. And no, they did it. They did not disappoint. Like, okay, I see it. And I'm not saying I condone cheating, but at the same time, those two had a really upsetting marriage, and they clearly didn't get along at all.
I mean, they're toxic as hell. They are toxic. Very toxic. But again, I don't condone it on her end or on their end because they knew she was, especially Peacemaker. He knew she was married, so it takes two to cheat. I'm just gonna put it out there.
It does. It does. But he has.
Let's move on from Amber. We've been talking about them forever. All right, so we had them. We had that situation. Blah blah blah. So he finally gets out of this damn building after leaping off all of these balconies. He's saved by, of course, Leota and Harcourt. Running distraction because we have a detective, and I forgot her damn. Is it Detective Song?
I think so.
I'm gonna go with that because I think it is. And her partner, they already hate the father for a good reason because even when they go to question him, he's racist as shit. He just racist as shit. So, but now they're like, they're trying to anything connected to Augie Smith, they don't like, and that includes Chris. So
I want you to know when I look up Peacemaker cast. When it comes like the top billing, like people that show up, I see Jennifer Holland, I see John Cena, I see Freddie Stroma, and then I see Allison Araya. Amber, the one who cheated on her husband, is like the fourth name that shows up.
When it should be Danielle Brooks because
before Danielle Brooks.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. That is messed up.
What the hell?
But it's Hollywood, guys. We know what's happening.
Oh my God, come on, bro.
We already know.
She was like in one episode. Anyway,
it's okay because you know what? At the end of the day, when Danielle is counting her money, she don't give a shit. So, all right, let's talk about what goes down when they finally convince Peacemaker to kind of, sort of, a little bit work as a team. First of all, they don't tell him anything. They tell him they don't disclose anything. When his first mission is to go kill someone, and it's not till he's on site that Clemson's like, take out the kids. Doesn't even tell them why. He doesn't even understand about the butterflies yet. No, so doesn't. I guess the question mark I have right now is Clemson, if he is a butterfly at this point, why is he gung-ho to take out other butterflies in this show?
Exactly.
So what's the end game there? I don't understand.
But then again, you could be It's like if you are self-hating racist, you can be all about the other side, not your own.
Self-hating butterfly.
Yeah, self-hating butterfly, like hating them butterflies. They come in, they stink. They lazy, breathe all the human beings there.
Oh my God.
Heard this spitting. I don't know. I don't know. I wish.
I
one of
just
those
wish we knew
times.
what that agenda was, because that is
Yeah.
very interesting. And the butterflies, being that they are whole ass aliens, they have tech that's pretty advanced. Like when they go to the house, so Groove already told you that he couldn't shoot the family, like because of the kids. So Vigilante was just like 1, 2, 3 until Judo Master came and beat the hell out of him. But we'll get to that in a second.
Judo Master beat their ass.
That he beat that man is like 5'1", and he beat these men down like they stole money from him. It was interesting. He put the smack on them like this was a rigged WWE. Like John Cena was in man.
Talk about that. How that fight was a WWE type fight when they're fighting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That was so wrestling. All the pageantry and throwing each other through the windows and stuff, and the body slams, and it's like it was like watching like The Rock fight. No, it's like watching John Cena fight Rey Mysterio Jr. That's what it looked like. That was so over the top and unnecessary.
I loved it though. I'm gonna lie to you. I loved it.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't say it was bad.
I love every fight and action scene in here so far. They every last one of them are completely on crack, and I love it.
Like I said, I didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying what it was. Like that was over the top silliness. Just for him to get shot in the chest and then survive it. Like what the hell?
Yeah. Latino said maybe he was a villain on the Butterfly Planet. That's possible. That is possible. I want to know what the hell they're always eating this yellow like pudding like shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you eating? I really am curious to know what they're putting in their mouths, because we don't really know what a butterfly's diet is outside of, you would think, plants or something like that. So
we don't know yet, because they did show
what that is.
That Thai place that was on the card and on that little badge. So they make it there, but it looks like a honey-based mixture, but I can't quite tell, because why would they be eating honey? But
yeah, which makes me wish they were bumblebees, because then that would make a lot more sense.
Well, that'd be a queen bee thing there. That's the case, but which would kind of make sense because they're in Greenville, which is where Green Lantern's from.
Well, how funny would it be if the queen bee was actually in Clemson? That would have been awesome. Okay. So let me move forward. So we have them on their first mission. He blew it. He gets kidnapped with Vigilante. Like Groove said, they're being tortured by the father of Butterfly that they couldn't kill, who's actually a politician. I think he was a senator or something like that. And of course, Judo Master and this other gentleman that I cannot remember his name they were his bodyguards.
I forget his name too.
I cannot forget. I just cannot remember his name. But it doesn't matter, because Harcourt kills him, because he ends up walking upon them. He's like, immediately. It's so sad. He's like, I have kids, blah, blah, blah. And Leota doesn't want to do it. And Harcourt just like, because she just blows him away. But so after the whole torture stuff and Vigilante's being tortured, and Peacemaker is like egging it on, because they're not torturing Peacemaker, they're torturing Vigilante to get Peacemaker to talk, which is so weird. But the Butterfly senator guy is like, well, I've learned that humans are emotional, and when somebody they love is in danger, blah blah blah. Where the disconnect for him is he didn't ask Peacemaker if he gave a damn about Vigilante, which at all he really doesn't. So he's like, yeah, do your worst. Like he got electrocuted in the crotch. Like, I mean, it was horrible.
It was horrible. So horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like Peacemaker did that because that's how his dad would do him.
Yeah.
That's me trying to get like a little bit cerebral on like that's maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think if he got tortured, he probably would be exactly like he normally acts, just randomly screaming and saying, "Is that?" But yeah, that's Peacemaker. I like him as a character because he's actually not a bad person. Which is interesting, because if you watch Suicide Squad before this, you're thinking, well, what a teabag. And then you see this and you're like, oh, this is what's wrong. So I do love that they've expanded that. So the person that we didn't like the most in that movie ends up being somebody who actually was, likable. All right. So they save them from the torture, blah, blah, blah. So then this is where stuff keeps getting interesting for me. So the father is framed for all of this shit by John, because John panics. He's like, oh, well, Black Ops, we can't be tied to this. We can't have Peacemaker tied to this because he's working with us and we need him and blah, blah, blah. So he instantly thinks, I know, I'm going to set up all the stuff to happen back at the, the high-rise apartment with X-23 and all that stuff, and him jumping up the damn balcony and them finding X-23 pieces of her body. We're going to link all that fingerprint wise to Augie Smith. Peacemaker's dad, but they don't tell him that. And remember, Peacemaker has this like daddy complex. I mean, deep down, he knows his dad is fucked up, but it's his dad. And so he wants his dad's approval. He wants his dad to love him, and he doesn't. And in this series,
at all.
says, I don't love you. I loved your brother, but you're not shit. So I'm like, wow, so I thought it was interesting that they did that. They chose that route to just frame the father, and the stuff that they do in this is so random. But because of this team, because John chose to do that, it led to a lot of bullshit. And then because of this situation, I started seeing a little bit of Amanda Waller in Leota.
Yeah. Because that happened most definitely.
So that was what I wanted to say when I said we were going to talk about this. So she, at the end of the day, she's not a bad person, but her mother even said you have potential. And when you start seeing how Leota acts through most of the show, you're like, no, Amanda's crazy. This girl has a conscience. She's sweet. She loves her wife, blah, blah, blah. She is the LGBT representation of this thing. She's
but that don't change nothing.
Yep. She is a smart ass. She has those quick comebacks, she has a good heart. She's never killed anybody. But when she gets sent by Clemson to go stop Peacemaker from seeing his dad because it was just going to make it worse, because of course the dad's going to go talk to Detective Song and say, hey, check my prints, and then basically frame his own damn son to get out of jail. This is what he's going to do. When she goes to stop him and it doesn't work, this is when the Amanda comes out. She goes up to Vigilante and she's like, oh man, this is going to be messed up. I wish somebody would just in jail kill him. She puts it in Vigilante's head manipulatively, like a reverse psychology, and that is so classic Amanda Waller.
What's so bad about it though is that the way she did it was so loud and obvious. Is that Vigilante I feel like, I don't know what Vigilante and Peacemaker, I don't know what's wrong with them. I feel they're on a spectrum.
I mean, they're actually crazy. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Gotta be somewhere, either neurodivergent on the spectrum somewhere, because they're so blunt and out loud, and they take everything at face value. They don't really seem to think like, I think you're bullshit. Like, they never do that. It's like, or like, kind of like when he came back out, I was like, like, where's Vigilante? That was Vigilante? Are you serious? Like, stop playing. Like, do that more often. Be more like, okay, stop. I know what you're doing. Don't do that. He fell for it so fast. It's like,
he fell for it. But I mean, she knew he would, because what is one of his favorite things to do? Kill people. I mean, it's a hobby. He's the little brother of Peacemaker's friend who idolized Peacemaker and then decided to go out and actually become a worse version. And he's actually really effing good because he got himself arrested and he walked up. Literally, one of the funniest Vigilante moments for me.
I swear to God, I love that entire scene. I love that entire scene. He walked up
to that table and he's like, "Let's all talk about all the contributions Black people made to America." And he's like going around. He was whooping out how your mama joke, all kinds of stuff. And then when the three big racist, white supremacists got up to whoop his ass, he beat the shit out of him like that. And the only reason him and the White Dragon didn't go at it, Augie Smith, is because the cameras were around, and Augie's very smart in terms of not getting caught. And there's a reason he's lasted this long and has not been in jail. So he's like, I'm not gonna let them. They came out looking like the aggressors. I'm not gonna do that. So
I ain't doing that dumb shit. I see what you're trying to do.
But I mean. If you really look at Vigilante and how he talks, you see him. He killed the butterfly family without even knowing that there were butterflies. He just fucking killed them. He was like, this could have been a normal family. He just literally took them out.
Yep. He's like, hold on.
Yeah, he had noticed them. He's like, buddy, let me do it. 1, 2, 3. He had no idea. So I mean, that tells me right there that he's not all the way there. Plus, another indicator about Vigilante being completely crazy. Remember, I think it's one of the ends. They have like these extra scenes at the end after the credits or whatever. And he's like, something about his parents. He's like, I hope your parents die. He's like, too late for that. So it's almost like an implication that he took his own parents out or something like that.
Damn, like, okay.
I'm like, well, damn. So
then we found out that his dad actually went and got married to another dude. He's like, his dad left from another dude.
Yeah, he's like, your dad left you like that, probably to get away from you. He's like, yeah, and your point.
yeah, and your point. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, yo, hold on. Wait a minute.
He's fucking crazy. Judo Master turned chips into a weapon. Yes, he did. He's like, you want a chip? Yeah. And he just started literally flinging ninja stars. It was amazing. I All right, so we'll get to some of your questions in a second. I just want to make sure that we talk about some stuff. So Leota, to me, that is the first indicator of what her mother sees in her. She has the ability and the potential to basically be her. And I love how they stress around Leota all the time how cold-blooded Amanda Waller is. This is what Amanda would do. She's, everybody's living up to this standard of not giving a damn that Amanda has, and being able to do anything and not have a consequence or a conscience about it. So, and you see her and she's like, it's almost, I want to defend my mom, but you're not wrong, So that whole situation is interesting. I think one of the things I'm very curious about is where Leota is going to be by the end of the series. It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, they seem to be doing a Don Quixote with her.
We're in the middle. So this is episode, we're 1 through 4. So we're in the midway of this series. So I would love to know what the next 4 episodes are going to be like for her, because this is our first indication that she is a lot more like her mom than we thought.
Yeah.
So that, to me,
fruit don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, just like she was very devoted to her wife, and one of the funniest moments with them is when she's trying to, like, they're in the van and she's trying to, like, share her screen to, I guess, like, look up information or something, or where they're going or whatever, and then there's like a picture of her wife's vagina, and everybody just dies.
The fact they straight up showed. I remember. Okay, y'all may not be old enough. Some people, y'all might be. I don't know. Back in the day, HBO had a show called Real Sex, and it was like they just showed all kinds of sexual stuff that was going on, like, as far as people in certain fields of work that deal with sex, and certain TV shows they do. There's always another show about TV show like Sex Around the World, but that's one other thing. Either way it goes, HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, none of them ever would show the genitalia, because showing the genitalia make it hardcore porn, and in this case, it had to be considered hardcore porn category. Couldn't do that. It had to be softcore. They could show you the emotions, they could show you the heavy breathing and stuff, the upper half, all that good stuff, even ass cheeks, whatever. They couldn't show that. The fact that HBO can now show pure vagina. Man, we've come a long way, haven't we?
Yep.
just doing whatever we want to do.
We come a long back from the 60s or 70s, where married couples couldn't even sleep in the same damn bed. And you get like a whole vagina. And she's like, it was my wet app. I didn't know if you didn't close out the window, it was just open. And like, oh, you got to do that. That
those
whole
damn
scene was hilarious to me.
Those Hayes laws. Jesus.
Yeah.
Hayes codes. Yeah.
That was so funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all right. So now we got, like I said, we have a lot of little things happening. We have a lot of different characters that are doing their own stuff. And I think the overall, I guess, destination is us trying to figure out what the hell's going on with these butterflies, which for me is going to be very eye-opening for Leota. Because if Leota ends up being more like Amanda, it's because of Amanda. She's going to find out her mom is actually not who she thinks she is, who she is to her. And I think it's actually either going to make her more like Amanda, or she's going to leave the business altogether. But right now, I do see the shift. Even when her wife called her, she didn't answer the phone. She's completely distancing herself from her wife. So I'm seeing
which is a no. Shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's not a happy wife, happy life moment for her. So she will have some issues with that one. But Kia is in the opening, so I think Kia is coming back. There's no reason to have this character in the opening if she's not going to play another role in it. So
I want to see what Judo Master does next now, because he's clearly in the opening. And he's one of my favorite. This is a little dude in the green outfit flipping people. Like, all right.
I would love King Shark to roll in there for some damn reason. Just be like, just rolling through town for no reason at all.
I wanted King Shark to show up and Peacemaker get excited. King Shark! Like, oh, I remember him. Whoa, hey, what's going on? Like,
but I love the old neighbor that Peacemaker, Chris, hates. I mean, he hates this man with passion. He like goes off on this guy all the time. But they had the best conversation in terms of like Batman, because he was like, "You're not a hero. Look at Batman's a hero." He's like, "Batman's a hero." He's like, "You mean the guy that puts these little people in jail and they just get out the next damn day and go kills everybody?" Because how many people have actually suffered consequences and deaths because Batman didn't take these motherfuckers out? And I'm like, you're not wrong. Like, I mean, hey, Joker has a day pass. He goes out and kills every time he gets out of jail.
I swear to God.
Every week.
I know the DCU is not consistent, but it seemed like the Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey movies seem to be all within the same universe. Kind of there's a DCEU, the DCAU, and the DC Comics. So I mean, like, it seems to be like they're I'm saying they're trying to create a DCEU for real now.
They kind of have with the Flash and you know, think about the past movies. Shazam mentions Aquaman, we had Superman going to lunch. We didn't see Henry Cavill's face, but we saw him sitting
no.
down at lunch with him, indicating they're in the same universe.
Yeah.
So we know that all of these series, even Wonder Woman, all of these series are connected. But then they turn around and do movies like The Batman that's coming out, which is not in the same universe. We have the Joker movie, not in the same universe. So it's very confusing as a DC Comics fan when you're like looking at MCU. And even though MCU is not perfect, they reinvent the wheel all the damn time. But the reason they get so much clout is because they have continuity in their own universe.
Yeah, they do.
Every movie, every show's connected. Rules. Yeah. So I don't hate the DCU. It has potential. It's just too all over the damn place. Yeah. I mean, even with the Justice League, like Latina says, Zack Snyder uses both Batman and Superman to indulge in his own personal power fantasies. I mean, let's be real. As a director and writer, who doesn't? I mean, I wrote a comic series called WS. We talk about it all the time. And I'm not going to lie to you, so I had to put some of my own opinions and thoughts into that. So, I mean, as a writer, you're going to do that. I mean, because if you don't put something into it, then it's boring. It's stale. It's not real.
I mean, I'm more of a poetry writer and a lyricist. So
yeah, but
I don't have the same. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody's different creatively, but I mean, at the end of the day, everything that you do creatively, you put yourself into a little bit, because if you don't, then you don't care about it. So
it's your words. I don't get me wrong. I've written poetry before. I didn't care that I wrote. Like, okay, here you
go. Yeah, but I mean, I do understand what you're saying, Latino, because I don't hate me for this, guys. I've never a Twilight fan.
Me neither.
Honestly, I know there's so many people that love that genre. I've never been into that. I've always felt I love zombie movies, and I always felt that the Twilight people weren't vampires. They were actually zombies because they don't have fangs, and they kind of bought out Walmart with the Crayola glitter so they can glow in the dark.
If you eat people, but you can think and walk with regular people, you're a ghoul.
You're a cannibal.
Zombie. Well, that's
a zombie or a cannibal.
You're a ghoul.
They're already technically dead. I guess they're more zombies, but
ghouls. No, ghouls are zombies with intelligence. I can't stand people keep calling zombies ghouls and vice versa. I don't even like zombie for the most part, anything. But when people get those two confused, I'm like, it's a ghoul.
Yeah, well, like Warm Zombies, I think was a better version of Twilight. But that's just
I've never seen that movie. I have no idea what that's about.
But yeah, so the reason I'm mentioning that is because the author of that series, some of the stuff in there is obviously a wet dream. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, like I said, we all put our own self into what we love and what we write. And so, yeah, you telling me Zack Snyder uses Batman and Superman to indulge in those personal power fantasies. I agree with that. And then I give you Marvel's Mr. Quesada, who did One More Day to indulge in the fact that
we're going back to that. We're going back to that. We're going back to that.
I'm just throwing it in there because I hate that comic series.
Are we doing this?
Mic drop.
Are we doing this?
Mic drop. No, we're not, because if we do that, we'll be here all damn day. All right, so let's talk about Little Judo Master. So
I love Judo Master. I don't even know much about him. I should have researched him more if I did this stream, because I meant to. I really meant to, but I forgot. I got too much. Well, I got too much into looking up Matter Eater Lad, because I didn't know much about him, and they made a mention of him in the show. Like, what can he do? Like, I mean, I know he eats matter. He's like, I know, like, I know you ever heard of the anime Eat Man. He's like Eat Man, but instead of Eat Man turns everything, like all the Middle East, to weapons in general. Matter Eater Lad can eat anything. He ate the Miracle Engine. What? How? How did you do that? It made him go crazy for a good 15 years, but he ate it and was even stronger after the fact. What the hell? Matter Eater Lad can eat Superman. You can bite through that dude for real? Nobody's safe. He has no real defense, no real strength, no real speed, no real agility. He's a regular alien, but like person, whatever. He can eat anything and super fast. That is honestly OP. I'm not gonna lie. That is some Kirby level nonsense.
Well, I will tell you this. I didn't know a lot about the character, because honestly, like I said, there's so many characters in DC and Marvel and Dark Horse and Image that and Milestone, there's just too overwhelming amounts of characters. But I do remember researching it. I remember one issue, and it was in Justice Society of America, where they did show a female version. And so I had to look her up because I couldn't remember her name, and her name is Sonia Sato. Yeah. And so I feel like, in a way, this is who this is supposed to be, a gender bent version of Sonia.
Okay.
Because if you look at some of the pre-versions of this, we had Thomas Jagger. We had Thomas Jagger, I believe, no, Harley Jagger was the original judo master, and he was basically this version of judo master back in World War II when he was a sergeant.
Oh,
so I
okay.
mean, this character has been around since the late or mid 1960s. So if you go throughout the chain of that, then post crisis.
I gotta research him more.
Post crisis, we got Thomas Jagger, who is the son of the original judo master, who was Hadley Jagger. And so the only one that we see that's a newer, version of her is Sonya Sato, and she actually is in Birds of Prey, or at least a few issues of Birds of Prey. And when I looked it up, I had to look this up. So she was in issues with Big Barda, Oracle, of course, big Martian Manhunter. So like she played a role with the Justice Society of America. So I just wonder if that's what they were doing. Did they invent their own version of Judo Master, or did they just gender bend Sonya Sato? Because we don't even know. We have no idea what Judo Master's name is outside of the costume. We just call him Judo Master. Now, if the opening sequence of this show tells us anything, there is potential that he may become an ally. Yeah. Because Peacemaker puts him on his shoulder, like in the opening sequence.
He's already going like, yay!
It could be a thing. That could be something that he becomes, because he's not a villain in the comics.
He does have a slight Goku complex where he gets villains or people don't like him. He makes them friends some kind of way.
Yeah. So, more than likely that could happen. It actually could happen.
It is kind of funny, though, how he did say he only trusts Leota because he's only sure it's not a butterfly, and then turns out, oh, guy's a butterfly. That's kind of funny. like how he called that. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, I love how initially when things were going down and they suspected Leota was the one that like set them up, and somebody, how they know we were there? Well, yeah, maybe it was her, None of them, like every time they ask the question, how did you get the job? Why is Amanda vouching for you? They don't follow through with it. So it's convenient plot-wise that we don't realize that she has to reveal that she is Amanda Waller's daughter, because they're not asking the right questions in the first place. They get so distracted with other stuff, they don't come back to it. We're like, oh, why are you here? If you can't kill anybody, you're not good at espionage, you're not good with a computer. What are you actually here for? And it's like nobody just follows through with that. Except I think one line Clemson was like, I didn't think you were ready, but Amanda swears that you are. So, basically she's my boss. I took her word for it. But ready to do what? So what is your job description in this? Are you admin support? I don't know what you do. So like, I just think it's interesting.
Plot twist. Amanda Wall is also a butterfly. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, it would be very interesting if Leota's character as a whole becomes like the most badass one out of all of them. Because she has implied that she was training when she was younger. They kind of, if you really go back and watch it, she says, I've handled a gun. I've done this when I was younger. So I have a feeling that, I think Amanda Waller trained her to be a lot more than she is now, and she just chose not to follow that path. So I'm really curious in a pinch what she can do.
That or she bullshitting. I don't know. But then again, I don't know, because she's very sneaky like her mom.
She's extremely sneaky.
I did see a comment somewhere. Hold on. Something about what was it? Hold on. Does anybody remember how vigilantes depict in Justice League? Okay. I saw something about that.
Who said that?
Okay, yeah. Latino said, does anybody else remember how different vigilante was in depiction in Justice League? Okay. Just so you know, the vigilante in this show was Andrew Chase, not Greg Saunders. Greg Saunders is a complete different vigilante. That wasn't the the something 7, wasn't it? The what were they called? The 7 something shit. Something 7 soldiers, I remember. But yeah.
Was it 7 soldiers?
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I can check. Yeah, I need to look at that. We like to check our facts so we don't give you misinformation.
Yeah. I'm almost positive. I almost guarantee.
Let me see. Vigilante.
7 Soldiers of Victory. That's what it was.
7 Soldiers of Victory.
Yeah,
You are
but that's
correct.
a complete different
Or there have
set
been
of.
so many different vigilantes. We got
Yeah,
Greg Saunders, Adrian Chase, Ellen Wells, Dave Winston, Pat
yeah,
Trace,
like
Adelaide. It just goes down.
yeah. Remember
Uh,
the Greg Saunders, the one they had in the Justice League cartoon, was vigilante from Earth 2 that was
yeah,
absorbed in Earth 1 after the New Crisis. So
yeah.
like they're not the same character at all. They're really not.
Well, and
That's
then
like
remember, DCEU characters are not the same characters as their comic book counterparts anyway.
they're not, but those are
So I
two different.
mean,
But they're two different vigilantes and two different worldviews altogether. And we're talking about a vigilante that was part of the JSA from Earth 2, where Starman was the lead character. And even then, there are like 6 or 7 different Starmans. Like, just
which
to
one
give
was
it,
it? Do you remember?
which Starman was he with?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let's find out. He was the one that was originally called something else. He wasn't called Starman at first. He was called Star Spangled Kid.
Oh, so Sylvester.
Yes, Mr. Pemberton. That's it.
It's
Thank you.
interesting. In some version of the comics, he was never Starman. It went from Jack basically took on the realm, and then he's the one that gave the powers over to the staff over to Courtney.
But that
because he's the reluctant Starman. He's like, I don't want to do this, Dad. Stop pressuring me. I want to live my life.
Yeah, no, like, but no, that's a whole other ball game. Which is they don't and even like a Stargirl show when I was watching, I kind of caught some of that. They do make reference to that kind of sort of. I've only got to season 1. I haven't seen season 2 yet, but they make reference to it. I've noticed, but there's not the Starman they're referring to. It's another Starman altogether, and it's like I swear there's because they had them. Then there was a blue skinned one that was like for one comic only. Then they had another one that was like had the little wristbands and the staff, and then there's another one had the little star in his chest. He could fly around and shoot stuff out of his hands. That was awesome. Justice League Unlimited. Like there's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like every time we have a crisis or we have an earth-shattering event in comics, they revamp every damn thing that you know. But like, let's look at shows that we know on, like even with the MCU, because everybody loves the MCU. I'm not gonna call any names. I'm not gonna say any shows in case you haven't watched it. But you will find a character that will have a mentor, very instrumental in their whole.
Never show up.
Everyone, and if they do show up in the MCU, they don't know him. It's like you sit up here like, this person gave me my name, taught me how to fight, made me a man. I mean, I am who I am today because of this person in the comics, and this person has been this way through my entire continuity. And then the MCU comes out with a movie or a TV show, and it's like, who's that jerk over in the comments? I don't know. I ran into him in the newspaper stand. Cool. He's an asshole. All right, move on. And it's like, what? It's like going to something like Ninja Turtles and taking Splinter and having the Ninja Turtles be like, what's that? Who's that rat over there?
Is that rat?
You know, he lives down the sewer.
Like, no, this is dope shit. Like
nobody.
I see a rat feeding the pigeons. A rat feeding pigeons, Mikey? No, dude, I'm serious.
I always think that's funny as hell. But yeah, I love this comment. I respect both your comic knowledge, Marie and Jack. And as we age, we forget half the shit that we know. So we're like always I'm gonna you'll see me. I'll be like, is that who that was?
I've forgotten so much when it comes to the comic book world, and I'm gonna tell you why. In one way, when I was going through my teenager years, I was getting more into finding out the lore behind video games in general. I legit went through and read up the Legend of Zelda stuff at one point, and then I started evolving, which pissed me off the whole Breath of the Wild, because now I learned that all the 3 different timelines Legend of Zelda all converge to that one in the end. It's like, it's so stupid to me. I don't know. That's lazy. And then like even the Mega Man lore and some of the Hedgehog lore. I got a lot of weird lore in my head for no reason because I'm nerdy and ridiculous. But also for this show, Peacemaker, before I watched this show, I had no idea who many of these characters were. Understood the references they were making on some levels, but I really went to this one blind because I didn't read any Peacemaker comic books coming up. That was not something I did. I really didn't. So I was like, man, I gotta research Wikipedia, YouTube, whatever. I have to find out about this character because I know they changed stuff. What did they change? Because I didn't know where they got it from. And then I realized that Peacemaker, if you're including this show, has 4 different origin stories. I'm like, okay, so they just made one up for this show, 3 before this. That comic got me worried about Moon Knight. I'm not. Moon Knight's probably gonna be
Moon
pretty
Knight's
good.
gonna be pretty good. The trailer actually doesn't look so bad, especially the extended one. But we'll be talking about Moon Knight too.
Yeah,
As I haven't read the Saga comic, I just started. Who does that? Image? I'm pretty sure I saw one or two issues of that. It's like,
I think Saga comic is Image.
Yeah,
comic.
it's kind of like it's kind of like a space opera type situation, which I'm not opposed to. I love Perfect Blue, so
Yeah, it's definitely Image. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen it. I think I've come across it. I might even have it in my Comixology.
I have. It
playlist.
comes up in my. It comes up in my feed sometimes, as far as like my Google Touch tells me stuff like, "Hey, you read about this? Hey, this is going on with this." Like Saga, like Hazel and all that, like Saga, Hazel, those kind of comics, all that stuff. But I have not read it. I've heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I've seen that comic. I just remember seeing Saga in my Comixology list, but I'm pretty sure it was more space theme. But I'd have to go check it out. I'm not opposed to it. I just, as Groove knows, because he's in the same situation, we have so much shit that we have to catch up on in his work and life. It's just
getting old and working all day. So like after a while, I was like, man, I don't like. Have you heard about this new thing coming out? Man, I have no fucking idea.
Not at all.
I'm surprised. I'm caught up with Dragon Ball
deviating. We are deviating. We like are outlandish on this channel. Start talking stuff, and then we get thrown off track. So I'm gonna bring us back to where we need to be, because you guys are here to talk to us about the wonderfulness that is Peacemaker. We're almost done now, and then we can start looking at some questions. But all right. So what I was going to say about Judo Master is we don't know why he was hired by the senator to be a bodyguard. We don't know how he knew about it. We don't know if he's actually the gender bent version of, Miss Sato. I have no idea. I would love to know if this, more than likely, this is a creation for the DCEU, because it's not the first time this has happened that they've created a whole ass character out of nothing. So, I mean, it could be that. True. But I would love to know. I would love to know theories on that. So if you guys have any theories on who you think Judo, Master actually is, I would love to know what you think about that. Because as far as I know, he's not any incarnation we've seen in the comics.
Yeah, because I know the Judo Master out there, but I just typed him in. But that's back with Charlton Comics, where Peacemaker came from, which is fine, but that doesn't explain anything. So I'm at the research this one.
I'm hoping in episode 5, because right now, John is the one who actually took him out by hitting him with the van. They couldn't do it with, actual skill, because even though this guy is tiny, this guy is very agile. And I don't think he's a butterfly. He could be, I guess.
Real life.
They could reveal that he's a butterfly, but he hit him with a van. And then they literally tied him up and had him on the couch. And I kept thinking to myself, this is not smart, because this man can totally get out of these boundaries. And of course he did.
Can we appreciate how they put a pillow under his head so he's comfortable?
Man, if we're gonna hold him hostage, you gotta make him comfortable. Come on.
What?
All right, so we have Judo Master, of course. They thought he was dead. This is why I think he might be a whole ass butterfly, because of all the stuff that they did to him. His little body could be wrecked.
It really should be, right? Actually, him being a butterfly wouldn't surprise me at this point. Now that you point that out, I didn't think about that. It could be true. It could be a butterfly. I did not connect that at all.
Yep. I need to see. I really, really need to see, exactly, who that's supposed to be, because I think that this is a butterfly mixed with somebody who was already badass, and it just enhanced his ability. Yeah. We don't know enough about the butterflies. We know that Peacemaker has one in a damn jar. He brought it to his house.
he blew weed into it. The Eagly tried to attack it. Listen to Eagly. Eagly's making sense. I wonder though, they did say that his dad was gonna die by his best friend, and he said Eagly's his best friend. I wonder if Eagly's gonna kill his dad. Now I'm curious.
That would be awesome.
Now I'm curious. Thinking about it now, I'm curious. That'd be so dope. I wonder how
Eagly what's so messed up is, for somebody who didn't give a damn about his son, he took care of his eagle. He took care of the bird.
Because he believes in America.
I understand they believe that the eagle is the symbol, the national bird or symbol of America, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, he doesn't give a damn about his son. But he still took care of the bird. Just like he made chili and he gave his son dinner. So it's like it's so weird. It's just those tiny little moments that it's so like
it's kind of
kind of a
funny, but it's
conundrum
like
and hypocritical.
he
Yeah.
probably did it because like he took care of the bird. He knew the bird would be mad if he didn't feed the son. But he cared about the bald eagle because bald eagle is a symbol of America. Even though he has American flag upside down, and that's probably why Eagle hugged him when he saw him again. Like, dude, get me the fuck out of this house! Like, come get me. I'm so glad you're
Yep.
back. I'm tired of being in this garage. This is irritating.
F this garage. That bird is cool though. That bird is one of the coolest characters in this whole damn show. But
Oh yes, hands
I
down.
want to see more of Ratcatcher too.
I don't think she's gonna be in the
I
show.
don't think she's going. They mentioned her though. They actually had a very good time making fun of a man having a fear of rats. That was the one thing his dad laughed at. And I was like, wow. Like, you're such an asshole. that whole, like I said, the whole father-son dynamic in this is messed up.
Terrible. It's awful.
Neighbor is so messed up. Yeah, it's a mess. All right, let's talk about Harcourt.
Dun, dun.
So
what's the
we already know that they're setting her up to be the love interest for Peacemaker.
Kind of, sort of, but she's a hard ass.
Her name is Harcourt. She lived up to her name.
I feel like she's way too serious for how non-serious Peacemaker is in reality. Because Peacemaker is still like a kid in the mind. Harcourt's a grown-ass woman. Like, Peacemaker in a lot of ways is still like a 14-year-old. So I mean, I don't know. I think they're setting that up. I'm going to bet that Harcourt is going to be more like a mother or auntie figure to Peacemaker, and not necessarily a love interest. Because the way she set up, she's a little too strong-willed to just sleep with him. Not saying she won't, because this show was all over the place and you don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like she'd be more like either like an auntie or a big sister, something like that after a while. I don't think she'll do it. I don't think she'll.
Well, I'm going to tell you this straight up. Okay. Number one, she'd be a great Yelena and a very good Natasha if she could do the accent. She would have been great in MCU. Number two, the reason that I really believe that it should also be a damn good Mockingbird. Damn good Mockingbird. But she even looks like Mockingbird to me in the comics, because Laura that we have, she doesn't look like Mockingbird unless she dyed her hair. But even then, she's still, I don't know, she's too soft for me. And that could be her cover, but she's too soft for me. Mockingbird was, she a thing. When Xena played her, I believe in what was it? In the Shield Agents. What is it? Agents of Shield? I was like, okay.
No,
not Xena. I'm sorry, Chicky from the Orville that was Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman.
Oh,
Adrian Is it Adrian?
I think. Oh no,
it's something. But if you watch the Orville, she's literally the second in command in the.
I was like, what the hell? I don't remember that.
I don't know why Xena was in my head because she played somebody else in that. But I need to start calling her Lucy Lawless, but she'll always be Xena to me.
That's your fight.
But now, like, I did like how she portrayed this character, but like, I really feel like Harcourt's actress would be like a very stellar Mockingbird. But all right, the reason I think that they're going to end up a thing, whether it's something that's a commitment type relationship or just fuck buddies, is because the last comment he made in episode 4 when he asked what was in my file, because they hinted to him earlier on in the file, especially when he was talking to Minnie Amanda Waller, that she read his file and knew about something, and she didn't really want to break down what it was. So then he went and asked Harcourt, who's sitting in the same bar, probably drinking the same damn beer because she left that beer last time. And she tells him what was in the file. And he's like, okay, thank you. And she's like, that's it. And he's like, your tits look good in that shirt, basically. And she didn't get mad. And it's almost like she kind of did like this whole turned on little half smirk thing. And I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing.
For one, her tits did look good in that shirt.
I mean, that's true, but I'm just saying that. I'm just saying.
Maybe I'm gonna say on an emotional level, maybe she did that little smirk to appreciate, like, she just like took the compliment as a compliment on this level because she just got done telling him something that he clearly didn't know.
No, I don't think that Harcourt had capability. I think she even said that her dad started teaching her how to shoot when she was young, so she grew up rough. But I mean, there's just little instances throughout it, if you really think about it, where you can see part of her coming out. Like her actually having emotions. This chick is ambitious. She's trying to be like Amanda Waller, but she's not. She actually has a
Maybe
conscience.
she's also a butterfly.
So she could be, but I will say, like the scene where, like, even back to when they were getting ready to assassinate the senator's family, and she starts having this like mini Bonnie moment. Remember, she was eating the trail mix, and she handed it to him, and he was like taking the stuff out and then putting it back in, saying empty calories. She didn't have to do that, and then she kind of like opened up a little bit to him as well. So like, I feel like they're trying to make it so he has this companion slash F buddy, because that is her role. And I don't want that to be a thing, but I mean, I'm just saying I have to put that out there, because if it happens, I want people to be talking about it.
You want to be like, oh yeah, I called it. I don't know. I don't
want to say I called it. I just want to be like, I'm sorry, because I don't want hardcore to be just the side of it. Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna be that. I don't think so. I don't even think she's gonna be a butterfly, because making her a butterfly is way too obvious, and that's kind of making her butterfly is too obvious, and the way the story is going, it would defeat the point of the story.
Well, so, my question with this would be, if they find out that the butterflies are actually the good guys and that Amanda Waller is the bad guy, is she going to do what she did in the other? Because remember, Hardcore and John did not stand up to Amanda Waller. Chicky knocked her down, and then while she was unconscious, then they did their little shit.
That's true.
If they hadn't done that, they just would have gone along with the fact that they were going to basically blow all the Suicide Squad remaining people up. You know, that's what would have went down. So they're both very ambitious, but Hardcore is she wants to be the next Amanda Waller.
Yeah, clearly.
So
whether she wants to be, or whether she wants what she's conditioned to be, and we don't know. But
yeah, but I mean, think about that. What is she going to do then, knowing this? If she finds out that they are the good guys, but she's still ordered by Amanda Waller, her boss, and she's on that trek to be Amanda Waller, what is she going to do? Is she going to turn on them? Is she going to still stay the course? I mean, that's just, there's so much to think about in the show.
Yeah. Well, it's one episode. We have 4 more episodes to go at this point.
So yeah, we're in the mid. We are in the midpoint. So yeah, I want to know where Eagly is right now, because like I see him hardly at all.
No, we saw Eagly. We saw Eagly trying to fight that damn butterfly in the jar. And then was there when he came out. So, I mean,
yeah, I meant before then. Who's watching him while he's out? Because like there've been like times when they were out actually doing missions. Where was he? Because he seems to take him. He said he takes him everywhere he goes. Well, obviously he can't take him in his car right now. So I wonder who's watching him. Who's watching? Where is the bird when they're out? He's not at the headquarters.
At the crib, eating what he can eat. Going outside, catching stuff, and coming back in the house. He can take care of himself. Eagly's too smart. He can hunt. I'm pretty sure he can catch a rabbit or two and then like chill out. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about.
He's probably he's over there watching his soap operas. We got it.
It's a damn bald eagle that hugged a person because they missed him.
And that is amazing. I freaking love that bird.
Get out of here. Like, what else? It's a CG bird. Come on now.
Okay, ATN, what do you mean? If Amanda Waller is that bad guy, at best Waller can only be a bad guy with conflicting interests with another bad guy. You're not wrong. I want to know the motivation. If they really are the good guys, what is she pulling, like an extreme Nick Fury? I will not have the aliens taking over the planet. Like, I'm American. If you really think about it, even though White Dragon is extremely effing racist, he's doing everything for his America. His white America, but his America. And then you got Amanda, who's doing things for her America.
He keeps using the adverb extremely. It's not extremely. He is purely. Look.
I was trying to PC this. Don't be editing my words, man.
He is racist by birth. That man is
he's spicy. He's just a little spicy.
A little spicy.
Little spicy. But to think about it, Amanda Waller, if we're doing yin and yang, she's the yin to White Dragon's yang. Because they both do things for their version of America to the extreme, but for very different reasons.
When you put it like that, it makes all the sense in the world. However,
I'm trying, people. I'm trying.
I will say that in the end, doesn't even matter. He said spicy. I say milky. He's very milky. He's very milky. He's very mayonnaise-y. I don't know. I don't know.
He's a soy latte. I got you.
I can't say mayonnaise. The black person's mayonnaise. I don't know. I don't know ranch. I got it wrong. But anyway, you get the idea.
I'm scrolling up. I love how I have my regulars, and then I have a lot more people in the stream that don't say anything. Like, but for me, it's fine because it's less that I have to answer, so it's all good.
I mean, hey, if you ever stream, you ever talk before, you ever question anything, you could be question about the show, question about our faces, question about,
Please have a question about my face. I have questions about it every damn day, so it's fine. This is my favorite TV show currently airing. It's fun, quirky, and so comic booky. Love all the lore drops, and Vigilante is BAE. I agree. I will say this is probably one of the best adaptations so far that I've seen in the comic world, and I love so many. I'm not gonna lie to you. Falcon and Winter Soldier to me gets a bad rap. I like that show. I really do. WandaVision was a mind fuck, only because all of us thought we were House of Emming this stuff. We were having Mephisto thrown in our face.
I feel like they're still going to do the House of M thing. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, speculating that maybe, we had some Fantastic Four coming in. I mean, there's so many things they dropped in WandaVision, and then none of it planned out. It was almost like an FU to the fans,
That is the one thing we're missing is Reed Richards. In the MCU, Reed Richards is like
He's Richards coming. They can't do Secret Invasion without Reed Richards. They have to have a Fantastic.
They can't, and like
they cannot do that. I will boycott.
They killed off. They killed Tony, but like Reed Richards and fucking Doctor Strange,
Beast, Xavier, all of them were
like you need these people to be.
Plus, we can't have the Illuminati without these people. So you're
actually very, very, very true. Yep. So like it's just like what we doing.
Well, so and I'm also worried if we're gonna sideline this for a second. I'm also worried because in WandaVision there was the part where we saw in the circus scene one of the soldiers was wearing Sentry's belt, and Sentry was who the Illuminati initially had issues with. They're like, he's powerful. I don't know what they'll do with this guy. So like, why show him? And then, of course, have Doctor Strange, and then imply we're going to get Fantastic Four, and then do Secret Invasion if you're not going to eventually have the Illuminati. That's what I'm thinking. But to be fair, we haven't gotten the X-Men officially introduced. So mutants are not in this world yet for MCU.
No, that's true. They plan on that.
Well, I mean, now that we have the multiverse, we can do that. But I mean, it's like I said, we are all over the place. We have the multiverse, we got the Spider-Verse, which it's a multiverse. We have all this stuff that's been introduced. And so they have a lot to handle. And we started seeing it more in Loki. Of course, WandaVision started this train, but Loki is where we started seeing all the time variants and seeing all the timelines. That is like, for me, the Nexus bridge. And then we're coming towards the point where, okay, how do all these things tie in or not tie in? But there have been failures. I mean, we could have had Blue Marvel introduced and freaking WandaVision.
That's
failure. Absolutely effing failure. In my feelings. I mean, you got Monica. You don't have them. Whatever. Whatever. They won't even know each other. Look, they at this point they've been getting it on for how long? Been in a relationship, and like they're gonna be like, oh, did I train with you? I guarantee you they're gonna have any damn connection. They're gonna piss off every Marvel fan. Every Marvel fan. And you think that can't happen? But look, my BFFs, Kate Bishop and America Chavez, no matter how you feel about America Chavez, they replaced America Chavez with Yelena.
Yeah.
Just saying. Not saying I don't like the chemistry between these two actresses, because Haley and her have very, very good chemistry. They banter very well. They're very enjoyable to watch. But this girl is not America Chavez. And every version of Kate Bishop you see from basically the West Coast Avengers, Young Avengers, when America Chavez was introduced into their little realm of circle of friends, the queer team basically of the Avenger world, America Chavez and Kate Bishop are BFFs.
Yep.
And so we don't have that, because now we have a 13-year-old playing America Chavez in Doctor Strange, which she has nothing in common and nothing really to banter with a grown-ass Kate Bishop. So just saying. And like, I'm not hating on the girl. I think the girl's fine. I'm just saying it's just a thing. So just want to throw it out there. All right, let's see. I feel like Groove hasn't been sleeping much, and I can relate.
You assume correct.
I'm telling you, making that money is hard. Making the money is hard.
Making money ain't easy when you're feeling sleepy.
I do like it when characters do things of consequence and are affected by it. I absolutely agree because
Feel that too.
Peacemaker's having lots of guilt in this series from basically the murder he committed in Suicide Squad. I'm trying not to say it in case you didn't see it, but he killed somebody if you're watching the show. But
you know what's messed up? Because I said who he killed earlier when I did my recap.
I know you did, but I was hoping that we just gonna like slide that under the radar. But he's got guilt over that. He's having flashbacks of his dad. He's starting to realize his dad is a tool, which he knows his dad is a tool. I get it. I understand what it's like to have a parent that is not good. So
I like that.
Gaslighting is a thing, guys. Gaslighting is a thing.
Speaking of gaslighting, Bart Allen asked, "Are you excited for the next episode of Batwoman?" Say you're excited.
Would you like to tell? I will be fully.
Say you're excited.
If you guys do not want to hear me talk about Batwoman in a negative light, do not tune into that Arrowverse stream tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say on that. Do not turn it, because I know as a person of color, I know somebody who claims their blackness, that again, I say this a million times, having a black woman as Batwoman is very motivating. It's something that we never saw growing up. I get this. I understand this. But at the same time, if you're going to do something, do it right. Don't give me some garbage and tell me this is representation, because I'm gonna tell you we can stick that shit with a bow. So yeah, do not tune into this stream. This stream is gonna probably be around 2:00 tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will make I'll set it up, so I'll post it in the community tab. Disclaimer, because every time I do an Arrowverse stream, every effing time I talk about Batwoman, I lose a subscriber, and it shows me in the analytics. Absolutely shows. I'm probably gonna lose one now just because I talked about it in this stream.
You know what though?
I don't care. But I don't need you on this channel, so it's fine.
We talk about all the time. You gotta be yourself.
It's my truth. I'm sorry,
lie.
that show is trash, and I'm so sorry that there are some characters in there I like, but they're not enough for me to say this show is not trash. So I'm sorry. It is what it is. So yeah, disclaimer. You've been warned. Don't come in that stream. Just saying. All right, so let's get back to the show I enjoy. I think I already saw this. Amanda's patriotic, headstrong.
Yeah, we saw that one already.
Amanda Waller is one of my favorite villains. I mean, hey,
really,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that she made that list. I like lyrics from Animorphs when it comes to body snatching.
Wow, what a reference.
I like it though. Oh my god, that's funny. I like Ino from Naruto when it comes to body snatching. I mean, it's true. My theory.
I'm a big fan of Ginyu.
Hey, that power is bad. I mean, it's bad when your body has to be guarded, but I mean, it's cool when you can make somebody else do stuff.
No, about true story. Before you read this next thing, true story. When I was a kid in middle school and we saw the Ginyu body snatch thing happen on TV, a friend of mine's little sister cried. She legit was sad when Goku lost his fight to Ginyu, and she's out there going, "Is he gonna get his body back?" I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." I don't know, man.
So I just always, the editing in the American version of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z always cracked me up because it took them like 3 days to move their arm. It's like Goku's moving his arm. It's on now. I'm like, really? I'm like, in the real world, you are all dead. Like,
tune in next time for Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, seriously. Like, at this point, I'm going to throw Judo Master right in the middle of that fight and see what happens.
He would get annihilated. Like the hell?
No, he wouldn't, because think about it. The one thing he has is that he's fast. These guys take 3 episodes to move their arms. He's good. My theory that butterflies are good aliens, I think, women possess bad people. The Senator family was crooked. Huh. Okay. So basically, the butterflies are like, we want to make a better world, so we're just going to take over bad people in power. I would not be opposed to that. Hey, Serenity, you may have solved this.
Yeah, actually makes sense.
Scared to come in for her.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes perfect sense. Honestly, no, that's a good theory.
That is a very good theory.
Damn, I like that
Please
one.
remind me of that if that comes to pass, Serenity, because I'm old and I
Yeah,
won't remember that you
right.
said
No,
that. So
say
make
it.
sure I give you credit
Remind
for that.
us. Remind us if that does
Yes.
happen. I'm like, holy shit.
Yep, and we always saw this feels like a scroll situation, so that's absolutely true. Lowe's key conspiracy theory: the butterflies are secretly controlled by even smaller butterflies that pilot the bodies of the butterflies as they pilot human beings. I mean, they have to be small, but you know what? I'm not gonna hate. That could be a thing. That could be insect level. I'm like,
Red flag. No, we're not doing that.
hey, you say that, and then when it happens, you're gonna be like, well, damn. So if that happens, Latino, remind me you said that. They are all over the map with these
Don't. That better not
butterflies.
happen. That better not happen. I'd be so upset.
So mercenary, they were all over the map, but I don't know. Was it the full U.S. map, or was it a global map, or was it
Global.
just where they were in Greenville, where the hell we were talking about?
No, it was a global map. It showed the whole planet with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she didn't target him if Harcourt didn't go into the bar. If she hooked up with Chris and
We saw
okay,
it already.
we saw that
we've
one.
done that one.
It was like a female Terminator. Yeah,
Yes,
when
was.
she came out that damn window and landed on her feet, I was like, oh, Peacemaker's dead. And this is the whole episode 1. I said, well, damn, fastest series ever.
Out there in her drawers, just fighting dudes in the street.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when I saw she had powers, I thought she was part of the Wild Beast program. Yep, or other Star Labs experiments, which she still could be.
I swear to God, I thought Star Labs 2 at first. Like, what the hell is going on?
Quite frankly, there's a ton of like messed up, underground stuff that Star Labs has done, or Cadmus and other places could have messed with, in this universe.
You claim Weapon X on that one, so I mean, hey.
Well, I claim Weapon X, but I can't say that because that's Marvel. I'm like,
you did.
DC
we don't know what
X-23.
They got James Gunn in this. We don't know what's going on.
No, I think he left Guardians of the Galaxy over there where they belonged, and he moved on over to DC.
All right, don't be surprised when Batman shows up fighting alongside Spider-Man one movie.
Like, and you know what? I will be here for it. I
will watch that shit with popcorn and beer in hand. I'm not kidding.
I want Spider-Man to turn to him and say, you got a contingency plan for me? Like, you don't want this.
I promise. I mean that on everything. I will go to that theater in Germantown where they could actually serve alcohol. I will
go to that drive-in because I'm scared of COVID and not trying to live that life. So
yeah, I know, but I need no, actually drive me better. I can bring more liquor. I can't drive back.
You can bring your own. You can bring your whole damn bar in the back seat.
No, but that's dumb. I can't drive back. That's stupid. I need somebody.
Your wife can drive you back.
She gonna be drinking too? Maybe not as much.
She probably won't. She'll be nice to you and let you have your moment in the sun.
Anyway,
let me look. I'm not talking about your marriage on here. All right, Robert Patrick is giving a good performance at being completely unlikable. He is. He absolutely, and I generally like Robert Patrick. That's really sad.
I mean, being a metal robot and to being a complete, utter grand wizard racist.
I mean, yeah, I thought it was thoughtful writing that they made the white dragon a hero among the white nationalist gangs. Oh, I'm glad you think about the racist little guys.
Isn't that how they try to kill him when he was being who he wasn't? I can't remember the original run of the character. He wasn't the white dragon; it was something else. And
no, you're going into deep golden age.
Yeah, like back in the day, and it wasn't the Teen Titans. It was another group that stopped him. No, it was Suicide Squad. It was somebody else. No, it was Suicide Squad. They tried to stop him the first time around.
I was going to say, why would Teen Titans even be involved in this situation? No. That wasn't even the tone of their show.
And I think I think he was actually friends with Deadshot, the original Deadshot.
Well, to be fair, Deadshot is a bit of a tool, so that does not shock me whatsoever.
Yeah, but Deadshot was actually disguised as him to re-spout his stuff as being pro everything else, and the racist was not him. And then a white nationalist shot Deadshot, but it wasn't really Deadshot. It was somebody else to be Deadshot, but they died anyway. It was weird. Weird. Comics get weird. The stories stop making sense after a while. They just get convenient, and they're old. They're really old. So thank war veterans for coming up with some crazy nonsense.
I mean, look, all we need to have in this universe is Lady Shiva.
This is the real.
Lady effing Shiva should be a cameo in this show, and then I will be extremely happy. Can we all acknowledge the fact that every time the team messes up, Mern seems to be on the verge of quitting like a high school teacher?
So serious. He's the whole this that.
He's like,
I don't
damn it.
know. For real, I expect sometimes to be like, just turn around, Mr. Matthews. Like, what?
Where did we F up
That's
today? Okay, I already said it, but I'm gonna do it again. Yes, Angry Grandma will return tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Just saying. This couple was messy AF. Yep.
And I
Was
think
there an
supposed
overlap? What do you mean? Was there an overlap with what?
talking about the whole relationship stuff, like between who cheated and who was wrong, was not wrong. I remember that comment. I will say I did look it up. That Amber Chick's gonna show up in another episode later on. She's in 2 episodes.
I'm
For whatever
sure.
reason, I don't know why. Was there an overlap as far as like who was in the wrong for doing what they did? Yeah, of course. Like, should Peacemaker have sex with that dude's wife? No. Should she have sex with somebody that wasn't her husband? No. But at the same time, does Peacemaker know that dude? Should he care? He doesn't have to care. Should she really limit herself to one guy she doesn't like in the first place? No. Should things be taken a mini situation in order to make that relationship make sense, or to make it the marriage, or to bridge from it so she's not actually cheating? Of course. But this is a silly ass TV show.
This whole thing is a Jerry Springer episode.
Killing
So
people.
it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
come on. Girl was literally laying. I got the actors. You got to give her accolades for the fact that she was laying in that bed, topless between 2 guys.
Yeah, she was.
And she was confident as hell. I was like, yep.
Okay,
probably freezing as hell in that room.
For her to do what she was doing, she's probably. I have to look her up. She probably has other movies she's been in. No,
she looks familiar to me. I just don't remember where I've seen her.
I don't remember her either. But like I said, though, she's probably in the movies. Let me take that back. I said I'm gonna look her up. I'm lying. No, I'm not. I don't care enough. But I will say she's probably has other movies she's been in. That's why she's like, yeah, oh yeah, my tits. Yeah, okay, here we go. You feel better? All right, good luck out there with the rest of whatever he's doing. I don't know why I made her like Harley Quinn. That's so weird.
Because you're on it. Minority of the people are hating this iteration of Vigilante. I, for one, love his iteration of Vigilante and the changes. Like, he's so funny and badass. People are going to hate, you know that, all of the effing time. It doesn't matter. It could be the best thing ever. Like, some people are saying that about me whenever they hear me talk about Batwoman. They're like, just hate her. But
I will say this. I will say this. I don't think they're the same Vigilante anyway. So like,
it's a different. I don't think they get. It's a different universe. People always get in their films about this.
And like for real, like so many characters carry the same name and mantle. Like they took the mantle so and so. That's not even the same.
It's not the
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Y'all don't remember this comic, and it's a real comic. Might read one. It might be a trash comic. I haven't seen it so long, but I remember it existed. There was a time where Batman was afraid of bats, and I'm not kidding. Back in the golden age, silver age. You think so? Batman was afraid of bats. I'm not making this up. He gained a bat phobia, and he went around in a yellow and orange outfit with a star on it and called himself Starman. That is not made up. That is a real thing. Look into it. I'm dead serious. Batman went by Starman for like 1 issue with Robin, and I'm being very serious because he developed bat phobia one issue, like 1 or 2 issues. I'm not kidding. Look into it. This is what I mean by.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Seriously, it's a true thing. This is what I mean when I say by like, don't go by the names of the comic characters. Don't worry about their aliases. Worry about who they really are underneath the mask. That's the important thing. Greg Saunders is not Andrew Chase. They're not the same character. If somebody starts going like, "I don't like this vigilante," that's not the same fucking vigilante. Like, chill out. Like, you can have like, are you kidding me? How many Son Wukong / Son Gokus are there in media right now? There was a game called Sansan on Nintendo Sega Master System back in the day. They're not the same thing though. Like, just different iterations of whatever. That's one of my peeves when people get real protective of a property that they didn't write, nor they quite understand. You can pass name back and forth. There's like on Earth 5 different Green Lanterns. They're not the same character though. Like, please, like, get over yourself. Like, people who do that get on my nerves. Like, seriously, guys, come on now.
So we have an angry grandpa in here. Let me tell you guys something funny. I'm gonna tell you how tired I am. So while Groove is talking, see, I have this wonderful Peacemaker background, and I got my baby Amanda Waller right here in between us. In my mind, she's actually in my house as a ghost, standing on the left side I saw with these eyes, and I'm like, there's a ghost in my house.
We definitely need to
I need to go to
wrap
sleep.
this up.
I need to go to sleep. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So overall, Groove said it best though. People getting their feelings over shit, and it's just what it is. Everybody has a pin. You don't have to like a character, but at least respect the fact that it is in a different universe. And it's not the character that you love, because the people in the MCU are not the comic book characters that you love. They are completely different from their comic. They may have a few things in common, but they are completely different. So people are what they are. That's what they are. It's a thing.
I just found it too, by the way.
That scene with Vigilante at the jail table was very cathartic and hilarious. I love how confident he was. He was spewing all that trash. It was funny. That was funny.
Just so you know, there's a comic book called Batman with Robin. It was on the wait a minute. The comic Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder, and he says like, "Let's take him, Starman." And look, it's Robin coming after us with a new partner, and Batman's in a Starman outfit. Like, no lie. Like, what's this? Has the famed crime-fighting combination finally split? Has Batman finally retired? Yes, for the day has come when the fearless lawman must hang up his Batman garb for good. But why? What could have made Batman come to such a grave decision? For the astonishing answer, you must first meet the man who ended Batman's career. It's like a real comic series. I'm not kidding. It came out in 1951.
I mean, to be fair, though, we had Adam West's version of Batman, and let's talk shark repellent.
Yo,
so,
honestly,
I mean, nothing shocks me anymore.
but yo, honestly.
Like, look, until Tim Burton came around, Batman never went out at night. You know, all crime happened during the day before 5 p.m. after Alfred got through gardening. Oh Lord, I can't even make that up. A lot of characters have parental issues. Yes. DCEU, Batman does kill. I'm sure in DCEU he does, but in comic book land, he doesn't.
In the DC, the DCA, depending on what Batman we're talking about, but in DC Comics, actually, once again, depending on what Batman we're talking about. We don't know what universe we're in because there's so many.
I mean, honestly, they should just bring in the Batman who laughs and just move on with their life.
Well, to be fair, DC has a certain amount of worlds. There's a finite number. Unlike the MCU, where there's like MCU plays like Rick and Morty sometimes. It's like, this is universe 74 AB 735-A. It's like, oh. Damn, what universe is this? Everybody's made of keys. Oh, what?
Like, well, damn.
How does that work out? Keys. How does that work out? I don't know, man. It just does. You can't breathe the air there. The air there is made of sand. Ugh. Oh, what? Ugh.
Like I said, the comic book continuity changes depending on who writes it and who doesn't like what happened when they were growing up. Like Caseta. I love Peacemaker calling out Batman's BS. Thank you. For years I've been saying this shit. For effing years. And then he always judges other characters when stuff goes down in their lives. When Hal Jordan lost his shit.
I can't lie. That is very true.
He was like, oh, how could you let this happen? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you let a clown get out of jail every other week. Sit down.
Seriously.
I don't hear that.
Like, injustice happened because of you, by the way.
Yep. Well, partly. Yeah. I mean, super shit, but partly. Joker overall was the reason that happened.
I mean, hey, there's a comic book where like one of those where Batman takes Joker and breaks his neck in the car and turns himself in, and none of that shit ever happened. But I mean, like, dude, Joker, Victor Zsasz, Mad Hatter. Goddamn, a lot of them.
They don't really. I mean, I feel like Joker could do whatever the hell he wants, and Batman's gonna make an excuse because he's like, if I kill him, then I become the darkness. You already the darkness. You cray.
Like, Batman and Joker have a very
look. Batman has never had therapy at all. He's never had therapy
because he would stop being Batman if he did. Honestly, Batman and Joker kind of remind me of the Doctor and the Master in a weird way. It's kind of strange.
Well, that's because they got a weird bromance going on. You're absolutely right. Harley Quinn's cartoon it basically showed you exactly what their relationship was. And just saying, season 1. Zack Snyder uses both. Okay, already did this one. And again, I do agree with that, but I think that's kind of par for the course in a way. Twilight was never a good movie series. I agree. Twilight felt more like the Elf Boys to me than vampires. No, I'm telling you, when I saw that Crayola glitter, I was like, Walmart sold out today, boys. They put glitter on him. This is my secret. You pour glitter
Jesus
on your body.
Christ.
I don't understand. Am I supposed to be impressed by this? But I mean, like I said, that series was problematic for me because the girl was like, "You want to eat me? That's so hot. What the hell is wrong with you?"
What are you doing?
Okay, sure. You do you, boo. The Disney Zombie High or whatever it's called is better than Warm Bodies. The lead boy is cute too. What is that movie? I think it's called Zombies, isn't it? I don't know.
We're talking about the warm body?
No,
No,
Disney has
no.
their own zombie musical.
Are you serious? I thought he was
Yeah,
being. I
it's
thought he
set
was
at a
being
high
funny.
school. It's like the zombies are like ostracized, or they're like the lower or secondhand citizens, and then like the humans are like,
I promise
it's a
you, I
thing.
thought they were
This
being
is
funny
another spin
saying
on
that.
racism. But
I had
elves drink
no idea.
blood. I guess they do in Twilight. Let's see. Judo Master's costume is horrible. I like Sonya's Judo Master costume and colors. Yeah, I agree with that. I was actually
I
looking
have
at
to
some
look
film,
that up
like it
for
looks
real.
pretty good. But again, I don't appreciate any live action costumes. It's very rare that I find one that I like. Like I wasn't opposed to Batwing. I didn't hate Mary's Poison Ivy costume. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be real with you. Mary looks better as Poison Ivy and Batwoman than Pamela Isley does. I mean, as a yeah. So I feel like
Look that up.
they can do it correctly, but at the same time, I mean, not many shows have. Like, I don't mind Superman's suit and Superman and Lois now. I did not like his suit when he was on the crossovers. I don't mind Stargirl's outfit, but I mean, Our Man's outfit bothers the shit out of me. I'm like, I don't know why. It's like they're just trying to give him more muscles, and like with Pat, I don't know. It just bothers me. I don't know. It's just really weird. So I don't like most of the costumes. So I can overlook this if we have this original Judo Master and that he has more of a story. But I mean, I think people are prejudging a character that may end up being a butterfly. I mean, he may not even be the real Judo Master. We have no idea.
Oh, okay. It's her in the red. It's her in the red and yellow right here. Oh no, she has one a pure black outfit. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Earth
Well, I mean, the comic books are always going to look cooler. Come on now. If you're tripping over Matter Eater Lad, check out his homie Element Lad.
I don't even know Element Lad. I was looking that up too. Element Lad.
Matter
I
Eater,
don't
cool.
know that is.
Dark elves might, but the rest of how Twilight Vampire with the glitter and whatnot matches elves more. Yeah, I could see elves. I could see zombies. I could see ghouls. I could see like people that are literally just cannibals that obviously need to eat more because they're vitamin deficient. Like, the Legion of Superheroes is my second favorite DC team after Teen Titans. Yep, so that's how I know Matter Eater Lad. Okay.
There's a side note. I'm looking at Judo Master, the way they try to do for the guy, Nutle, who's doing a Peacemaker. I mean, doing Judo Master. The one they're referencing is this guy. He's in a white.
What's his name? Isn't it Wenli?
The guy who's doing Judo Master? No, it's Nutle. NHUT. That's first name, last name Lay. L-E.
Well, yeah. It's Lay?
Yeah, Ellie.
I have to get the pronunciation because Mai is a part Vietnamese. I know sometimes it may look that way unless I see what the accents are or whatever. I don't know. So we may be saying that wrong.
I don't speak Viet. I'm just doing the best I possibly can, but I can tell it's Vietnamese. But like the character like he's based off of, he's like an all white outfit with like a orange red arrow in a circle and yin yangs on his shoes and red shoes. I actually now look at the way what the character based off of. I kind of appreciate his outfit he has now. With all the green and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. It's
a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess.
It is it's something else. So yeah, well done. Well done making that better.
Like, good job. Like, good effing job, guys.
I'd like him green. Keep the green. I ain't mad at that.
Oh my lord. Okay. People forget that Matter Eater Lad is immune to poison.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Matter of fact, he excretes waste through his skin. Basically, any energy you can't have, it just kind of comes off of him. When I researched earlier today, I was like, yo, this is a really dope character. Why did I not pay attention to him before? Like, I've seen him in stuff.
Because there's so many effing characters. I think at one point, wasn't he friends with Mon-El in the comics? I feel like
yes, yeah,
Mon-El
in the comics. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. Like, because he's been in a few affiliations anyway, but like he's always a character they put in as like a saw this did not be seen again kind of character.
Yeah, I just remember Mon-El. There was something in the comics about him and Mon-El. I just remember
Can we
that.
also talk about how in the DCU they made Bat Knight canon? Just saying.
They did.
They made
Look,
Bat Knight
as
canon.
long as they make a series or a movie of Batman Beyond, that's all I care about. Because I'm tired of asking for it. It's been too much. I can't handle this anymore. I heard a rumor Judo Master will become Peacemaker's sidekick, but that was before the show aired. I didn't even know he was in the show. Shocker. Yeah, and like I said, this is a new version of this character, so they can do whatever they want with him.
Yep.
Yeah, we read that one. Has anyone read that? Read that one.
Read that one, yeah.
I want to see read that one. She should have her own show movie. Yes, Hardcore should definitely have her own. Hardcore is going to be that go ahead bar a lot. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they only have one damn bar in this whole town.
Seems like it.
Hardcore expressed that she isn't morally okay with what she has done with her, but so maybe her drinking habits are a way of coping with her guilt.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, get rid of that one. Yeah. Some people are white. White Dragon is white. You're not wrong.
Not at all.
And let's not forget that John Watts is directing MCU's Fantastic Four movie. That's true.
That's true.
That is true.
That is true. There's some promise there. Yeah.
Bar Allen, so are you excited for the next episode of Batwoman? Why are you guys coming for me?
I told you it was in there. I told you already it was in there.
With that?
I told you it was in there. I told you.
You were asking me that question.
No, I said Bart Allen asked that question. Yeah.
I love Mercenary was like very funny. Like he already knew. I'm pretty sure making people watch Batwoman is a violation of the Geneva Convention.
Well.
Yes.
Well.
I agree. And look, every version of any Accord you've ever seen and anything you've ever watched is a violation.
I'm glad I don't really watch that show.
You're not missing a damn thing.
I clearly am not.
It's a form of torture.
By the way.
I'll get to work on building the angry grandma signal. Get it on, Bart. I need it. I need it. If you guys don't know who angry grandma is, the angry grandma is who I become whenever I talk about Batwoman and other stuff I don't like. She just pops out. She just pops out.
Starts
complaining. She's an older version of me and a little bit more irate. Hey guys, catch me on my break. Hi, Wilbert.
Hey.
Insect Queen, world map. Da-da-dum.
Probably some stuff I was saying.
The T-1000 stormed the Capitol building. I mean, yeah, that's true. She ended up between Vigilante and Peacemaker. The smells coming from that room must be horrible. That's true. I mean, Amber and them I think they were already high when they started. So
the fact that she went to his place, she saw that disgusting ass trailer, was like, I want this. I want this in my life.
Like, look at this man. He surely has no money. I need this in my life right now.
Thing. When you look at something like that and go, I'm game, that says so much. It really does. Like, what is wrong with you?
There's something wrong. I was talking about what happened between Peacemaker, Vigilante, and Amber, that particular overlap. She just ended up there. Like, we don't even know how this even came about. We knew she wanted Peacemaker. We have no idea where this threesome even came from. It was just there.
She came there to see Peacemaker. You know what happened? She probably caught them shooting junk in the woods. She was like, oh my God, the danger. Because she clearly likes dangerous ass people. That's really what that is. And she was like, you're both so bad. And they were like, yeah, we're bad.
Did she talk like that? Y'all so bad. I don't think she had a southern accent.
No, she was like, y'all are so bad. And like, yeah, we're
like, oh my God. So
and Vigilante was like, yeah, we're bad. And they were like, yeah, let's be bad together. It's like bad. B-A-Y-A-O-D. Bad. Everybody was bad.
Pray for us, guys. Okay, I would like to see the Adam West version of Batman team up with the Legends of Tomorrow. Oh,
yes.
Lord. It
yes.
has to be,
yes. No.
It has to be before 5 p.m. Can't go out at night.
Whatever Maria's saying.
Can't go out at night.
I want I want everything of the Adam West Batman Legend
I
of
want
Tomorrow.
I
You
want if
understand?
Adam West was in DC New 52 continuity, and they're like, Batman, we gotta take on, we're about to have crisis, 2. We need your help. He's like, hold up, what time is it? No, it's 4:45.
Like,
You on your own,
he'd be like,
you on your own.
You're like, I'm sorry, kids. I have to go home and drink my warm milk.
I have to go home and take a shower and think about Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt. Oh, she was so attractive. Oh my God. But until things get better, I'll be back tomorrow before 4. Like, what?
Make sure it's also after 9 a.m. because we want to wake Alfred on the way out. Got to eat breakfast.
And everybody's looking. Alfred's still alive in your world? What?
Do you need to have a bat signal? Hell no. I got a phone. He calls me on my phone. Don't get me wrong. I love Batman. There's going to come a time when an injustice situation happens and Joker has to be killed. Batman has this high about Joker because he keeps letting him escape. I'm telling you, the man every day he's like, "Babe, you're going back in cell C." Like every single day.
But
get out tomorrow.
The Injustice animated movie is out on HBO Max, and I'm watching tonight. I've been meaning to watch it. I'm watching tonight to see what's.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't like the Flash isn't in it, but
Hey, I like the comics. I know the comic storyline for all of it. Honestly,
I love the game and the comics. So
like even when Batman recruited like Constantine, all this, I know the whole thing. So like I want to see if it actually is accurate to any at all to what the whatever. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see how close it is, and I mean, the fact that they got Janet Varney to be Wonder Woman, and I like Legend of Korra. I know you hate it, but I like Legend of Korra. So they got Korra's actress playing Wonder Woman. I want to see how that plays out. She's a damn good actress too. She's been in a lot of stuff.
I don't. This is one thing y'all gotta remember when it comes to animated features. I could dislike the work, but I rarely ever dislike the actors that play the characters. Usually, they play them to their best, their damnest ability.
The cast and all of the avatars, both Legend of Avatar and Korra, they've all been stellar. Bolin's actor to this date cracks me the shit up. Like he just says stuff and it's just he's probably not even trying. He just makes me laugh. So Angry Grandma is like Maria's version of Shazam. Like you're not wrong.
You're not actually
wrong. You're not wrong. I mean,
Maria goes. I'm mad.
Angry Grandma. I'm like well, let me tell y'all people exactly what's going on.
She starts flying in.
Snappers. Let me tell you why you don't watch the show, Batwoman.
Guys, don't tell me this. God damn it. Everybody say I'm gonna hate it. It's gonna be terrible.
Yeah, I've been seeing some reviews too. Everyone's saying it's terrible. You're going to be pissed. Like, oh Lord. And see, I'm gonna tell you, when Groove gets mad at property, like I can't talk about Doctor Who because
don't do it. Don't do it.
I can't do it.
Don't do it.
So I already know if we talk about the timeless child, he's gonna turn Super Saiyan. So I'm like, I didn't say it. I said Timex. So Lordy. He said you're gonna be pissed about Justice. Get your liquor ready now. His liquor's already ready. It's on hand right now. I literally couldn't get past the first 2 episodes of Batwoman season 1. And you know what? I get it. It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, my video is coming out on how to fix Batwoman. It's a slightly delayed due to a scheduling thing. So, but it's coming because I have opinions and I have thoughts. And
so right now,
bullshit.
Halfway through, damn chair, halfway through. He's dissing weird shit on me. Halfway through, Peacemaker. What do you think?
So we're not halfway through. We almost through. It's over 2 hours.
No. I mean,
2 hours.
I'm about the show.
Are you even halfway at the point of the show?
Yeah.
I already said what I want to know and like the characters that I want to see, what their actual motivations are. So we already went over that. I think that this show is extremely engaging. I absolutely love this show. And you know how I knew it was good is that when I Marco Polo'd you and told you to watch it, and then you're like, I'll give it a chance. And then you literally Marco Polo me back saying, okay, all right, this is cool. Like when you did that, I'm like, yeah, we must have a winner, because it's very rare that you will immediately like come back to me after you watch it and actually make me a Marco Polo about it. So
that's also true. That's also
yeah,
true.
so I absolutely love everything about it. It's silly, but it's extremely engaging because there's so much going on that you don't think about, because they're trying to distract you with all the silliness, and then you really need to think about the actual plot. And there's a lot of clues that a lot of shady stuff is going on, and most of it's probably coming from Amanda Waller. So I'm very interested to see where this is going to go. So yeah, the next 4 episodes, well, 4 episodes, because we're on episode 4, so 5 on Thursday, because it's released on Thursdays, is gonna be pretty badass. And I'm excited. I'm excited.
I absolutely agree with you, 100%. Honestly, we're on the same page on that one, because everything you said, yes, honestly, because I'm here for it. Definitely.
We are all here for Peacemaker. And again, you can be here for the Arrowverse stream tomorrow, but you may want to bounce when I get to the last show. Like, you can be with me from Superman Lois and Naomi and Legends of Tomorrow. And when I'm done with it, I will even say, if I remember, because I'm old, guys, we are counting down. If you are going to be in your feelings about what I'm about to say about Batwoman, exit. because I'm gonna say it and I don't care. So I need people to understand that. We keep it real on this channel.
We're definitely over 2 hours in, so let's go ahead and bring this to a close.
Bring it to a finale. So Peacemaker, amazing. We would love to know what your theories, your ideas, what you like, what you don't like. Let us know in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed to Jet Groove's channel, it is in the description box. He does martial arts videos. He needs an update, but he does a lot.
Yeah, I do. I get tired. I'm updating.
I know. I know you're old. I get you. I'm 10 years older than you, but I get that you're old. 10 years and 1 day to the date. Exactly 1 day and 10 years. But it's fine. He's gonna get there. But subscribe to his channel, because again, it's the groove. Again, we are doing our Yashahime video tomorrow, because I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be released at 4:00 in the morning, because they hate me and they don't think I have a life. So I'll be posting I'll be making a video stream for that one. So check the community tab. It's either going to be at 9 or 10 tomorrow morning, because again, they hate me. And at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, I will have my Arrowverse stream. And then you're probably not going to see me until our next video stream, because your girl is tired. And so we need a break. Plus, I am working on another video with Victoria, so from across the pond in the UK, for our other channel, Mixed by Genetics, which I do have another video coming out actually on Sunday. So just saying. All right, guys, if it is day for you, have a good day. If it is evening for you, have a good evening. And thank you for saying hit thumbs up. Please thumb up or thumbs down, whatever you feel like doing. Use some thumbs. Until next time, guys, you have a very good day, evening, and weekend. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.